Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gran Turino Week 5. So here we are in our top 4. It's going to be Veggie facing off against Beasty Cutie here on the bottom side of the bracket. And as far as the top side goes, it has yet to be decided. We do have a duel between Eric and Mixu and 3DB and FTW Cheese. All individuals who have consistently made it to my top 4 here on the channel. But again, thank you all for joining, and let's get this party started here in just a minute. Welcome, welcome. So we'll also take you through the tale of the tape, give you a little bit of history on today's tournament. We can look at all the players and their respective achievements and go from there. What's up? Somebody in chat asking, when is the next Warhammer tournament? Well, tomorrow we're going to be having consistent Warhammer content on the channel from then forward. So we're going to be having daily battles, and I'll be out of town for a couple weeks. So starting from the 21st all the way to the 2nd of January, I will be gone in Poland. But when we get back, we'll be having plenty of tournaments and good times for all. So let me make sure the gentlemen here have added me to the friends list. It looks like they have. So now we just need to wait for them to start, and we'll be jumping into the first match of the day, which I'm certainly very, very excited for here. Welcome, welcome. So taking a look at the old bracket, let's break it down and look at this. So just give me one hot second here. I'm a little bit of a peasant as it pertains to technology, but here's the bracket for the day on challenge. So on the bottom side, we have Veggie versus Beasty Cutie. And of course, you can see their trail of destruction. We had Beasty Cutie with a win over Simtom, who of course has done very well in my tournaments as English usually. And Beasty also defeated King Tayrul and Judge and Z. Veggie with the win over State 582, Give You Anxiety, and then also over Jiraxu in the beginning. Up on the top side, we have FTW Cheese facing off against 3DB and Eric versus Mixu. So this is the tale of the tape. The winners of these two top side matches will be joining us in the top 4 for our next game. But we're going to be getting started with this match right away and having some fun. So thank you, thank you. Let's do it, man. It's going to be great. So back to the old tournament. There we go. And let's fire this up and see if it works. The power of technology. Come on. Turn it on. Let's go. There we go. All right. So we're going to be jumping into the match in just a minute. And once again, just want to thank you guys for joining. Melody watching on the big screen. Ooh, that sounds pretty sweet. Yeah, it's always fun to do that. Just kind of sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, and watch some good old streams. So Beasty's going to be jumping into the match. Apparently he's on vacation right now. I think he's probably playing from a laptop poolside. Who knows the truth of that? But nonetheless, we can let the conspiracies flow. So I'm going to see if the overlay works today. I was playing around with it yesterday. I didn't have too much success, but I'm going to be giving it a try to see if we can make the overlay work so it'll look a little bit nicer. So hang tight. We'll see if we can do it. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, now is a great time to ask. And we are going to pull up his. Man, Beasty is ranked 2 on ladder right now. That's insane. That's really, really impressive. His ELO is 1959. Dude, that is so solid. God damn. That is really high up there, dude. Oh, man. What a champ. All right, so let's set this up here and see if that works. And oh, looks like it does. Maybe the overlay is going to be working today. All right, that's what I'm talking about. This is the good stuff here. Nice catching this live. Yeah, you're just in time. They're getting started. They're going to be doing their picks and bans and all that sort of good stuff. So we have a little bit of a minute here before we get going, but overall should be good. All right, so is the overlay there? Let's see if we can get that pulled up. And excellent. So we can actually hide this and we can adjust this. And oh, that looks pretty good. Look at that. All right, so that'll be updating for the next game here. You guys will be able to see that. And he's going to be facing off against the dreaded Veggie, whose picture, of course, is a potato. So we will see if he will summon the might of the Potato Legion. What is the flight speed of an unladen swallow? Is that a Monty Python reference? I can't remember. I think it is. I'm usually pretty good with those references, but that's Monty Python, right? Isn't that what they ask, like when they're trying to cross? S-Rod asks, hey Turin, I'm curious what civ you would like to see added. I would really like to see Japan. I think that'd be incredibly fun. I would like to see a Scandinavian civilization, some sort of a Viking culture. And then I would also really like to see maybe some sort of an African civilization as well. Yeah. Like there's something from, all parts of the world that I would like to see. Yeah, of course, America. Let's add America in, even though they didn't really exist in these times. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could do like yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of potential, man. But I'm not in like a huge rush for them to add civs. More so I want them to like iron out the civs that are currently in the game, right? That's going to be the plan. Like balance the Mongols, nerf the horse archers a little bit, fix the existing issues with the HRE and Delhi spears not bracing and the research times for Delhi not working properly on some of their tech. Like all those little things I would like to see them iron out first. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that was a Monty Python reference. Yeah. At America. Everyone's just like running around with like bow and arrows and shit, and America just starts with guns. Yeah. that would be pretty thematic for sure. That'd be very thematic indeed. Celts are picks, yeah. Could be fun. Bald Eagle Space Marines. Native Americans to the game, clearly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could do. Yeah, absolutely. Aztec, sure, why not? Native American, yeah. A lot of fun stuff they can do. A lot of fun stuff. So, they're in the lobby right now. I would imagine the first map of this is going to be, I think, Hill and Dale is what we set. Yeah, so it's going to be Hill and Dale. So this opens up options for civs that aren't Rus and Mongols. Typically, you're going to be seeing Rus and Mongols on any open field map. So like Arabia, like Lipany, like Altai, a little bit different. There are some jokes on that one, but for the most part on open field maps, it's usually like a Rus-Mongol fest. Mongols also dominate on hybrid maps as well. So if we're talking like Nagari or the Danube River, like things like that, they're going to be like auto picks. But maps like Hill and Dale do open up play for like China and more defensive civs. So should be quite a bit of fun. Hey, Nakamura, dude, how come you haven't been playing, man? Where you been? It was so fun watching you in the tournaments. Hopefully we'll see you back soon. Understandably though, yeah, there was some balance issues. I can maybe wager that might have been the reason why. Hey, am I going to be playing later? No, today we're just doing a tournament. I will be playing on my own off stream. I'm going to be trying to learn England because obviously I don't put enough time into any one civ to get super good at them, but I like to be able to do streams and cover, all these different civs. So the next one I'm going to be trying to learn is England, which I know is very dependent on these like feudal age pressure and things like that, but I really like the civ. I like their defensive capabilities and all that sort of good stuff. AoE 2 with its DLCs has like, doesn't AoE 2 have like over 30 civs? Could have sworn they had a little bit more than that. Okay, so they're still in the lobby, still working it out. Gonna go to the Discord here and make sure they don't have any questions. Looks like they get the jam. It is gonna be blind picks on all the matches here. And once I get back from Poland, we're gonna be starting all sorts of fun stuff. We'll be having 2v2 tournaments, FFA tournaments. We'll be having show matches, which will feature super high level players, just kind of dueling in best of 7 format with drafted picks. A lot of neat stuff we're gonna be starting here on the channel. Yeah. Now, quick question, guys. Nakamura says, sorry, but I've been busy with work and covering Spellforce 3. I would imagine you've been quite busy with work for sure. A lot of fun stuff in the old kind of kitchen there. Yeah, very cool. Why off stream? We miss watching. Well, it's just because today the stream's probably going to be like 4 hours long, and usually I only stream 4 to 6 hours because I got to rest my hands. Yeah, I just have to win all my games off stream and then lose for you guys on stream. That's the typical formula. But again, on Hill and Dale, I could see like China being a pick here. Beasty will probably play... I don't know. We do have a hybrid map in this series as well. We do have Nagari as one of the picks, so we could be seeing a Mongol pick being saved for that, so maybe we won't see them. Also, in my tournaments, players cannot repeat civs they already played. So I know some tournaments have had formats where essentially players can, if they lost with a civ, they can play it again, but yeah. Not today. Not today. A food stream in Poland... I don't know. What, like feasting on pierogi and that kind of stuff? I mean, yeah, it could be fun. Unfortunately, the internet we have access to in Poland isn't very good because we live, my wife's family, we all live out in the countryside there. So not the best for streaming, that's for sure. Yeah, man, I'm so hyped for Poland, though. It's going to be a fun trip. Hey, Joe Lou, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Let me go ahead and check on the old challenge to see if anybody else has made it to the top 4 here so I can update the brackets accordingly. Nope, looks like Eric and Mixu are still dueling, and 3DB and FTW Cheese are having a massive epic duel on the French Pass. Because French Pass was the previous round map, so typically these very, very long games. Oh my god, you guys should have seen the replay between Beasty and Simtom. Simtom, literally in the last game on French Pass, it was a Roos mirror match. He built like 1,000 walls. Just like 1,000 walls. It was the most absurd shit I've ever seen. It was so funny. Yeah. I do have to rest my hands. You might not know the history, but I have nerve damage in my hands, which is getting better because of the surgeries I had. But, I can't go like 8-9 hours every day like some streamers do. Although, do any streamers really do that? I mean, how long does Grubby stream for? He probably streams for like 5 or 6 hours, right? I was watching Trump SC. I think he streams pretty long too. He'll do like 5 or 6 hour streams, but do any like Age of Empires streamers just go balls deep and do like huge 8-hour streams? Turin Greasus. Dude, I love the Ogre's trailer. The Ogre Kingdoms trailer was so good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be loading into the first match of the day here in just a hot second. It's going to be Beasty Cutie here, and I'm curious what he's going to be picking. We'll have to find out, but we will see what he is doing. So the number 2 player on ladder. Whoa, look at this! A wild Abbasid pick against the Mongols. Now, this is on Hill and Dale, so that does mean that you can be a little bit more defensive. You can wall out the Mongols, but nonetheless, a very ambitious pick. Also, Beasty is using his Mongol pick, so if it does go to one of the later games, he will not have the Mongols for hybrid maps. Granted, Beasty is also a very good Delhi player. So here we are spawning on the southwest side of the map. It's going to be our Mongol champion, Beasty Cutie. Now up in the northeast, we have Veggie 9145, who we'll be calling Veggie for short, and he is going to be our Abbasid champion. Abbasid are widely considered to be one of the more probably weaker civs overall. It's not that like they don't have anything good. They of course do have access to the fresh foodstuffs and really, really powerful expansion abilities. The Golden Age isn't bad, getting 10% gather rate for everything. It's food, stone, wood, gold is quite strong. But again, they just don't have any like huge gimmicks, and their unique units, in my experience, are just not very good. And yes, to answer your question, Paul, this is a best of 3 here, and it looks like it's going to be a standard opening for both players. And I would imagine a villager will come out, set up a house, and then go for gold immediately. And for the Mongols, are we going to be seeing any cheesy business? You can usually tell by how much lumber they're getting, although it looks like, yeah. Okay, so the 3 on lumber is usually indicative that it is going to be a Gare opening, so he's not going to be going for the spear cheese. On this map, it wouldn't be very good anyways, because we have this, he doesn't know it yet, but on this choke right here, like if spears came through, the TC covers like this whole area. He would have to go all the way up and around and like creep here and like try and set up a tower there. The route to get there would be super long, and the Abbasid would have a pretty good time kind of responding to that. So yeah, Veggie, definitely the hero of the people, the underdog in this story, 100%, but again, Veggie is a very, very strong player. He's had a great run today, and I'm quite eager to see what he does with Abbasid, because this is a civ I really do want to learn. And mainly, I enjoy playing civs where you don't have to do professional scouts. I feel like the professional scouts meta is a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of do or die. Like if you're playing Holy Romans, if you're playing, well, Mongols don't really care, they have pastures, but if you're playing like Holy Romans, Rus, China, so many of the civs, if you do not go professional scouts and your opponent does, they typically just have such a food advantage on you that you can't really come back, and it's just so heavily favored. I really hope that professional scouts maybe gets brought to heel a little bit so we can see more diverse playstyles. Now, Abbasid are a civ that do not go professional scouts. Much like the Delhi Sultanate, they do also have the better berry bushes, and they can't mine boar, yes, get the old mining picks and take the boar to task, but they can't go for the boar. They can go for deer, of course, but yeah, you could also maybe go for an early deer camp here. We could see maybe a mill or something like that, because that could deny a little bit of scout action. But Beasty being, of course, the dreaded Mongol player, just sitting there with a con and poking at workers the entire game. This is like, I have to say, this is one of the most infuriating things to deal with, because it's just like a constant attack notification that you're getting, and it's just like, oh, stop, like go scout the map or something. Go do something productive. Oh my God, we are getting Mongol cheese. So we're getting an outpost set up now. The thing is, Mongol outposts only cost 75 wood. Normal outposts for other civs cost 100. So if you respond with your own outpost, the Mongols are actually netting 25 wood on you, and also you're losing mining time, all for one outpost here. So this is an extremely annoying thing, and I wonder how the Abbasid are going to be responding. In general, I feel like maybe an early barracks. Yeah, so the barracks is coming up over there. But nonetheless, the outpost will be garrisoned. The Khan can get in there. The villager can jump in there. And it looks like the Mongols are going to be sending in early spearmen. So here they come. Certainly a tough one for the old Abbasid Empire. They can switch their forest operation over here, which probably would be a good idea. I don't want to be taking any villager losses this early. And the Khan looks like he's actually going to get a kill here. Nope, the villager is going to get pulled at the last second. The Khan will not get the kill. And they're going to be going to set up their lumber camp here, which is a good play for sure. The Mongols can't really approach from this direction. And up here, you can probably screen them out pretty well. The Abbasid haven't gotten started on any spears yet. And the Mongols, of course, have stopped double producing spears. They're not mining any gold yet. It looks like they're going to be setting up the Gare right now to get on that gold operation. And the Abbasid, of course, do have enough gold to tech, so he doesn't really need to mine any more gold. He can be safe from the Khan, and now he does have the double scout out as well, which I think is very good. You can use the scout to chase the Khan. And of course, they're not going to kill the Khan, but it keeps him from poking your villagers. Now, you're going to have to set up probably your own outpost here just to keep the Mongols from bullying you, because otherwise they're going to burn your mining camp. You're going to be taking some big L's. And the 2 scouts for the Abbasid trying their best, but Beasty being really, really oppressive here, showing, what the Mongols do right, which is just this early game harass. And obviously their late game is incredibly strong too. So are the villagers going to be pulled to battle? More and more spears coming out for the Abbasid. They're going to have to do something before this outpost finishes. If that outpost gets set up, man, he's going to be in some serious danger. Although he could honestly just abandon it and maybe go back down to this position, pull villagers and torch down this outpost. But, the entire time you're pulling those villagers, man, it's not good. It doesn't feel good. So he's going after the villager here. Beasty probably only brought 1, so I really do like the fact that he's chasing this villager, because if he can get it, that means that there will be no more outpost set up, and the situation should be relatively safe. So getting pretty close. 4 HP, the hero scout, and it does get the kill. But the Abbasids do pay with the lives of many of their soldiers here. But more and more men coming out of the barracks here. They do have the better supply lines, but there's not going to be any more villagers, I don't think. Nope. Mostly just spearmen. So again, the early Mongol pressure, very, very impressive here as they get into the lumber line. And it looks like they're not going to get an eco kill. They will. Okay, so the Khan there does get the poke. And here comes the old villagers. I would imagine they're going to be just working on these nearby trees and just being all sad. But this is really bad because Mongols are going to be getting a ton of resources from burning down the lumber camps. And this is why Mongols are so oppressive. This early pressure, it barely costs them anything. Just like a little bit of stone and they can double produce spears. And yeah, looks like right now we don't even have the House of Wisdom coming out from the Abbasid yet. So there it goes. The old building here has been taken down. I don't know if that was a delete from the Abbasid. I think pulling spearmen to maybe go after this outpost might be an okay idea, but for the most part, I guess Abbasid get tier 2 and then get some archers and try and push back all these spears. I love how this outpost is just being left here as like a warning. Yeah, one villager did indeed fall. So looking at the eco of both players, we do have 20 villagers here for Beasty, and for Veggie, we are rocking 18. So we did take a little bit of a hit during that attack. And also his lumber production hasn't been great, but I do like that he's going for these neutral trees here and just playing it safe. Could also send your spearmen up here to maybe take out the skeleton of this old outpost. And once again, the Mongols just being so tyrannical here and just showing why they are the best civ in the game, like hands down. Like the Abbasid don't really have any answers in the Dark Ages. I mean, some civs can. I mean, I would say one of the more resilient civilizations against Mongol harass is probably the English, because they can pull their villagers who have bows and they can shoot down the Mongol villagers as they set up the outpost. But the Abbasid can't really do too much until tier 2. And look at this, the Khan just sitting in the bushes. And will Beasty see this? The spearmen are coming in for the kill, and he does see it. Of course, he's got very, very good awareness. There's the reason why he is usually number 1 or 2 on the ladder. And he is able to pull the Khan back there while more and more spearmen kind of circle around the high ground. And right now, the Abbasid are pretty heavily denied in terms of resources, right? They can't even mine gold. Abbasid players usually will switch to early stone and go for like a second TC or something. But I think right now we're just going to be seeing probably a barracks come up or an archery range to try and fend off this attack. And behind this, what Mongols do is they don't even bother going for the any more harass. They just go hard castle age. So you're so contained in your base, and then, yeah, villagers being pulled. It looks like they're going after this, which I would imagine is going to be indicative of a second TC kind of play here. But another villager going down to the process, right? Just huge value, and all this mining time is being lost. That's why this is so strong. Now, up in the north, we do have spearmen and another villager coming in. Man, that is just really, really obnoxious. Going to be setting that up right here on top of the gold vein. The big veiny gold vein. And the outpost has fallen, which is nice. We got 4 Abbasid spearmen. And are we going to be seeing an archery range? It looks like we don't even have tier 2 yet for the Abbasid. As the Khan now starts to poke in. Really, really nasty damage, man. Shooting into the spearmen here. The poor Abbasid being bullied on every side. And look at this. We have arrow slits coming in. So there's going to be an arrow tower right near here. And oh god, this is so nasty. I mean, I don't really see too many ways that Veggie can get back in this game. And I know it might seem a little bit ridiculous to call that situation this early, but I've seen this happen a million times, and this is just classic Mongols on ladder. This is pretty much what happens every game against them. So here comes spearmen, but the problem is they're going to get garrisoned right here. And yeah, the Abbasid spearmen do have them numerically beat, but the tower here is just going to be popping, going after the villager, and now they shall be turning around to try and torch this. But they're going to be taking a fair amount of damage. I think Veggie might have to pull these villagers and go in after the old tower here. We'll see. So archery range is coming up. The Abbasid are going to be getting to the second age, and they are. They're currently behind by quite a bit, but Mongol score is usually a little bit falsely inflated. But yeah, this is rough. The outpost here might eventually go down, but look how many spearmen are being just taken to town. The villagers probably should have been pulled a little bit earlier, but yeah, there's going to be a big advantage for the Mongols here. And with that, the Abbasid do concede from the game. Brutal pressure for sure. And again, that's just I don't know what else he really could have done. I mean, maybe setting up an outpost or like a palisade walls, I think could have been something, or going barracks first. That has been something I've seen where essentially, anyone who's playing against Mongols will go barracks first before getting gold. They'll hit wood hard, so they have their own spears to push them back when the Mongols arrive. Another thing maybe is setting up wooden palisades just in the important choke points to make sure they can't set up those outposts everywhere. So is there a good counter to tower rush? Not a great one. And it can be, but you have to know it's coming. The problem is if you preemptively prepare for that, and then the Mongols don't do it, you're going to be so behind that you lose the game. I personally do. I do believe Mongols are quite overpowered. They need to be kind of nerfed because it's very, very tough. Yeah, definitely not fair. But again, Beasty is an incredible player as well, and he has very, very good control. So you have to take that into account as well. His positioning, his timing, all that stuff is going to be ironed out, and it is going to be very, very good. So the next map is going to be a hybrid map. So let's go ahead and update the score. It is going to be, I believe, Nagari, which means that Mongols cannot be played again. And again, you can see the ELO difference. Veggie is a very good player at 1530, but again, Beasty is number 1 or 2 in the world. Yeah, very, very scary stuff. So, yeah, Veggie did claim victory over Give You Anxiety earlier in the tournament. So, updating the old scorecards here, that is going to be 1 for the dreaded Mongols. Here we go. And boom. There we have it. I'm sure you guys all enjoyed that tower rush. Mongols not OP. I strongly disagree. I mean, they could just do so much. Just free units. Yeah. I agree they need a nerf. Like, normally, like, in other RTS games I've covered, I'm a little bit hesitant to, like, openly call for those type of things. Like, yeah, they're overpowered, but I really do think they are. Like, and pretty much when I was casting on the Elite Gaming channel, we had a match between Marine Lord and Vortex. It was a best of 7. Mongols were 2-0 there. And then, you know, previous tournaments I'd casted, they basically win like 70 to 80% of their games. And especially when you have like these scary good players on them. Abbasid was a very brave pick there, but I think we needed to see some wooden palisades and just all in defense. You know, you got to be just like super defensive in that situation. And he was. I mean, he got the barracks up, which was good, but yeah, tough one. This wasn't even a game, it was a slaughter to the Samurai Warrior. Yes. All right, so we'll be getting into the next game here in a second. Let me make sure they don't have any questions. And I believe the French pass games are still going on the other side of the bracket. Goddamn, I need to get the friends list in check here. All right, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Come on. I will find you eventually, Anakin. Yeah, Mongol Tower Rush is very scary. Where are they right now? Why do I not see them? Here's Veggie. Okay. So they're in the lobby. Let me go ahead and check on the other side of the bracket. And it looks like we do not have anyone who has made it to the top 4 on the other side. We do. Okay, so we have Eric and Cheese. So let me go ahead and tag those guys. Eric and Cheese. Just tagging the next set of players. You two will play once I'm done with this series. Alrighty. Very good. Make it so. Yeah, I have a number of ideas about Mongol changes, just based on my experience of seeing tournaments and whatnot. All right, so we're going to be updating the brackets real quick. So here we are in the top 4. We do have FTW Cheese, one of the Dark Lords of the Rus. FTW Cheese. He has been very effective with the Rus Horse Archer play, which has been become very meta. I mean, pretty much the go-to for Rus. Fast Castle Age, get the Horse Archers, and then just cackle in the night with relics and things like that. And up on the top side, we have Eric as well. The mighty Eric, a very humble name. No fanciness there, all business. But that is going to be the top side of the bracket. Alrighty, so it looks like they're loading in, and here we are with game 2. It is time. Yeah, can you go Dark Age Rams with Abbasid? Can you? I think you actually can. That would have been really weird. All right, so in this match, we have a role reversal. It's going to be Veggie on the Mongols facing off against Beasty Cutie on the Rus. So you're clearly seeing which civs are the strongest in the game. And I believe this is a hybrid map as well. No, this is actually the King of the Hill. That's right. The hybrid map is the 3rd map. So spawning on the east side of the map, it's going to be Beasty, Cutie, and the Rus. On the west side, it's going to be our Mongol player, Veggie, looking to exact vengeance for the last game. And I'm curious if Veggie's going to be doing the same thing. Like, what if Veggie just, like, tower rushes him? Now, the thing is, Rus are, yeah, Nakamura, I agree. Mongols are the kings of hybrid maps. They're basically the king of every single map. Like, there's just no other civ that can really hold a candle to them except Rus. I think Rus is one of the few civs that can deal with them effectively because Rus, in the beginning, you don't need to mine gold. So what that means is, like, other civs would have to set up a little mining operation here, and the Mongols are just going to be throat singing and cackling and setting up outposts here to deny you. But with the Mongols, or the Rus, excuse me, you don't need to do that. You can set up right next to your base. You have a very tight formation, and it's incredibly hard to tower rush the Rus. They usually have a lot of scouts out on the board, like 4 or 5 scouts in the early game, so those scouts can actually help to torch outposts. They have a lot of good battlefield control, and their tech to H2 is super fast, so they can get the archers out very quickly. So I think that Rus is probably one of the best picks against Mongols. Granted, I still think it is slightly Mongol favored, but we'll see what happens. So it looks like we are going to be seeing kind of a mirror build here for Veggie. Veggie is going to be going for a barracks right here, setting that up and getting the spearmen moving out across the map very quickly. Does he have his OVO set up? He does. So it is set up over here, and I would imagine the barracks will be packed up and moved. We'll be seeing double spearmen, and he's going to be trying to give him a taste of his own medicine. But I think Beasty is going to be very ready for this. This is something that you see all the time on high-level ladder, like this kind of Mongol play. And I think he's going to be quite well prepared. A good play here from the Khan. The Khan is actually picking off the deer right here to deny the Rus the bounty, and that's very strong. That could potentially be delaying the tier 2 here for the Beasty. Although it looks like the Beastie Boy was able to get the deer carcasses up here. And the other camp is being denied by the Mongols as well. No, it's not. Looks like the scout is riding straight through. Could deny this camp. That would actually be very, very strong. And denying the Rus Grand Theft Venison is also very important. So if Veggie is able to do that, you know, get the outposts up maybe, and, you know, get some infantry units here to kind of guard the deer against the scouts of the Rus, that could deny Castle Age and be very, very strong. So we will see if there is vengeance. Yep, you already said horse archers are OP as well, says Nakamura. Yeah, they are. Horse archers are just undercosted. I think a good change for horse archers would be to leave them at their exact price point, but add 20 gold to the cost. Because Mangudai costs 20 gold, but for some reason horse archers don't. Mangudai can shoot 360, but overall they're nowhere near as strong as horse archers in terms of their DPS. So really, I would probably just add 20 gold to horse archers, and I think they would be balanced. Because Rus are usually very greedy. They don't mind much gold. They go to the third age, and then they can just basically be on food and wood and just pump out a million horse archers, which are a little bit overtuned. Corn, hey Turin, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you for the many hours of entertainment. I don't catch your streams live often, so taking the opportunity while I can. Thank you, Corn, and blood for the blood god. Cheers, man. Here we go. So Khan coming down in the south, going to be poking, and you'll notice this game Veggie hasn't been quite as aggressive with the Khan, but that's partially because he has been denying deer camps around the map. Now, he's already going to the second age, right? Like last game, we saw the Mongols basically denying the Abbasid the second age for a long time, and really good play there by Beasty, basically getting a scout and bringing the wolves back to the old TC here. And now the Dread Khan going to be looking to find some openings, maybe come up and under and go right here. And what landmark are we going to be seeing from the Mongols? You see, this is the whole difference, because Rus are going to get to tier 2 super quick. The spear pressure and villager pressure is coming, but I think Beasty is so aware of this. And where are the spearmen at? Yeah, okay, we got 2 spearmen coming up. I would imagine, oh, you know, this could actually be very good on this map. Actually setting up a denial right here, because on King of the Hill, resources are very scarce on the low ground. So setting up an outpost here to deny this very sad forest would be incredibly strong. But you better do it quick, man, because the Rus are going to be hitting tier 2 here in like a second, and there's going to be archers out like stat. So here are the spears. The Khan is shooting, but look at this. This is just what I was talking about. The fact that the Rus typically have like a ton of scouts out of the map. Oh, look at that. He goes for the sheep. What a monster. He takes 5 gold, and the sheep are going to be paying the price. Outpost coming up, but the Rus are already tier 2. I would imagine they'll trade for some wood and build an archery range like right away. And archery ranges, you need them anyways. And it looks like he's going to be mining wood from these kind of loose trees out here in the flank. But the forest is going to be denied here in the back, so not bad for the Mongols. Are we seeing tier 2 yet? Looks like he's on gold, and behind this we will be seeing a Mongol tier 2, but yeah, it's pretty wild how the score is still kind of even, yeah, despite the age advantage. Turin has become so powerful that even Corn subs to him. It's pretty great, man. Mongols are mining gold now, albeit very slowly. They'll get there relatively soon, and they can power build as well, but now they have shut down this camp here. But this is like what Rus, like, they're all about enduring, and I guess there's a little bit of historical accuracy there, right? Because the Mongols were constantly, you know, battling the Rus and giving them problems, but eventually, you know, they survived, they endured, sort of, and here they are once again. So very, very tight base positioning. He's gonna have to work on these trees and then maybe move to a different forest. I really do like the contain by Veggie. Look at this. Oh, and he discovers the position here. He sees that there's another wood camp coming. So he's bringing the spears as well as the villagers, although he's going to need more spears than that. He's only got 1 spearman here. Looks like another batch of 2 spearmen are coming here, and I think that the Penta Scout should be able to deny this. And yeah, look at this. Beasty is so used to playing against this. Homeboy already has an archer out, which is pretty much going to... Oh, and the Khan dies! A miss micro by Veggie. And there you have it. The Scout's able to just absolutely pound that poor Khan right there. And the Rus have archers out, and this is looking pretty tough for the Mongols already. Like, Beasty is executing this build to, like, perfection. He's got this camp here, and yeah, there's a cute little denial right here, but that's not going to do much. And these spearmen are now basically just fodder for the Rus archers. 1 archer, 2 archers. And if you guys haven't seen, archers do have +5 bonus for slight melee infantry, which is kind of the name of the game here for the spearmen. Good knowledge of history. Oh yeah, super good knowledge there. Yeah, good times. I've watched a couple of Kings and Generals videos. I know history. So yeah, the Mongols are getting pushed back now. The execution of the tower rush wasn't quite as aggressive. You notice that when Beasty did it, he brought like 3 times as many spearmen. But now in this case, we do have the angry Rus archers who are going to be pushing back this villager here. And I think the Mongols are going to be having to switch to a more kind of... yeah, and Grand Theft is also going to be on the table. So Rus will have professional scouts very, very soon, I would imagine. And, oh, actually just started. Okay, so maybe he had to invest in archers, so that slowed him down a little bit. But nonetheless, this camp here is probably going to be stolen first, and that's going to take a lot of food away from the Mongols. Mongols are going tier 2. They're getting the deer stones. Now, on this map, there's no trading. King of the Hill actually doesn't have a trade post, so you don't have to worry about the other landmark, the, what is it called? The silver tree. And the villagers are being forced back by a scout harass. That's rough, man. Mongols are going to be losing a ton of food. Honestly, this game is looking super, super dominant here for the Rus so far. Because Beasty is going to be Castle Age in like a couple minutes. Here he's setting up a wooden fortress, which I really do like. It's a little bit of an investment. Will kind of cost you like the wood equivalent of an archery range, but I still do think that's a very, very good call. So the wooden fortress is set up here, and now the Rus are pushing in with that. Veggie just gives up. A Beasty Cutie with a dominating game there. GG, well played. That is a 2-0 victory for him, and he will be moving on to the Grand Finals. Rusin campaign, I'll pay you 900 gold to leave. Yeah. All right. Jiva, it's just repetition, man. If you go back and look at my first videos, I was pretty terrible at first. It's just getting the reps in. But yeah, I mean, Veggie knows the writing on the walls. He even said before the game, he's like, I'm ready to go get smashed by Beasty, which is, you know, mad respect to him for putting up a little fight there in the beginning with the harass. But in the end, we are going to be having the top 4 with Beasty Cutie going on to the Grand Finals to face the winner of Eric and FTW Cheese. So let's get that going here. The players are ready. All right, so Eric and FTW. Maps are, I'm giving them the maps real quick. Let's go ahead and do this one. We can do, perfect. And start when ready and add me as a friend if you haven't. All right. Poor Veggie didn't deserve that. Veggie's a champion of the people. He will forever be remembered in the halls of the ancestors for picking a Bassett in game 1. That is a very Chad move, I have to say. I have to say for sure. All right, so we're going to be re-updating the score here in a second. Let me just go ahead and get the profiles of the new players here. So we are going to be having Eric versus the Cheese. The Grand Cheese. All right. So just give me 1 second, my friends. Just got to get some of the UI updated. I don't have a fancy team or anything like that. Just got to do it all myself with my potato technology. And there we go. Very cool. Eric has added me as a friend. Thank you, Eric. I greatly appreciate it. I am now your friend. And I'm just going to be updating the overlay. And perfect. All right. So it looks like he's playing under a bit of a different name today. And his most previous game was actually Mongols versus China. Pretty interesting. So that was one of the previous matches they played. And let's go ahead and switch back on over and update the old scorecards. And go from there. All right. So here we are. So this is best of 3 for anybody joining. The Grand Finals are best of 5. So we're going to be seeing a little bit more of an in-depth competition there in terms of civilization variety. But I would imagine there's going to be a Mongol pick here right away. Hey, Veggie, man. We appreciate you, dude. It was a valiant effort. That would pretty much happen to anyone here. Like just getting like absolutely just taken to town by Beasty. He is a monster for sure. No one can deflect the Mongol rush. Veggie probably. Yeah, it was rough. All right, so let's see what the players have picked for their civs. Let me go ahead and find them on the friends list here, and we should be good. It looks like FDW Cheese going to be getting his business ready. I would imagine some Rus horse archers will be on the menu. Mongols versus China is a classic. It is. The matchup is heavily Mongol favored, just like history, but the Chinese on certain maps can actually fight back well against Mongols. If you're in a choke point map like French Pass, or if you're on, let's say, Hill and Dale, like maps with a couple narrow chokes where you can just like turtle up and boom with China, you can actually do well against Mongols. But the problem is Mongols can also trade. Like if you're too passive against Mongols, they just trade and take map control and you just get wrecked. I find that they don't really have any like serious weaknesses, like at all. And it's not just me saying that. I was talking to Vortex. I had an interview with him after his victory over Marine Lord, and I asked him what the best counter was for Mongols, and he basically said there wasn't one. Which is very, very concerning. Yeah, very concerning. I wouldn't have made it to feudal. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. There's so little wood that you can't even ram push, and yet it's so open you can't wall yourself in. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one. A little bit of a tricky one. The ram, I mean, yeah. Early ram would have been very interesting, but the problem with like an early ram is the Mongols don't really invest much, right? They only build like 4 spearmen, but they get 8 spearmen because of the stone. Whereas you have to invest like 300 wood into a ram, that's going to slow you down super hardcore. Yeah, so I really don't think the ram is a good option. Maybe a ram later, like once you're in the second age, could be like a feasible option for clearing them out, but early I just don't think it's viable. Yeah, I don't think it's viable. Yeah, I really don't. Veggie says, yeah, I should have just walled. Not too much experience against the tower rush with the Bassett. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. And you're playing literally one of the best players in the entire world also. Like doing one of the most just obnoxious strategies. Yeah. So a valiant effort, dude. Hold your head up high, dude. You got to the top 4. That was solid. Hey, get some rest, man. Get some rest. 7 a.m. Damn. Are these games recorded? They're all live. All these games are live, Malik. Yeah. We are live and having some fun. Yes. So they are in the lobby. We will be getting started here in just a second. Yeah, Mongols are very good on water maps. They are. Yeah, they're very, very strong. Absolutely. Yeah, a couple walls could be good too. Just like early palisades. And then like if you built palisades on one side and then build like an outpost on the other, like defending your nodes, it's a big investment, but I think it will save you and allow you to play a little bit of a longer game against them. Yeah. What about a ram ranch? A ranch? Are you talking about like a farm of rams? Like actual goats? Battle sheep? Is that what we need? Battle sheep? Maybe the Abbasid should be given battle sheep so they can like charge out and ram down infantry. Yeah. Yep. Something to consider. So I would imagine the first map I believe is Arabia. So this is probably going to be, let me go and double check. So yeah, it is Arabia, Nagari, and Altai. So we probably are going to be running into, it's probably going to be a Rus versus Mongols or a Mongol mirror match would be my guess. I don't really know. These players could have some unique perspectives and unique playstyles. Sometimes you could see French on this map too. Like French pick is not bad. French Knights plus Archers is a very strong army composition. You can put a ton of feudal age pressure on. And of course, French just have a lot of good natural villager production because French have a scaling. I can actually show you here, but let me just make sure I'm not missing this. Yeah, so if you go look at the French, we can take a look here at their little tooltips. And they get faster villager production per age, so 10, 15, 20, and 20%. So apparently it doesn't go past 20. I used to think it was 25. Maybe that did get changed, but nonetheless, they can kind of play on 1 TC and fight off rushes and then counter push with a huge Knight core backed up by archers. And it's very, very good because in my experience, cavalry archer defeats spear archer. Because like the spearman, yeah, I just feel like you don't have the mobility. Like in really high micro situations, I feel like that's the case. So again, players are still doing their business, getting their picks going, and we'll be good. American Civ confirmed. Naked cowboys replace men-at-arms. Ah, lovely. That's good stuff. Major, I probably will not search that. I will not search that. Nope. Don't feel like searching it based on the feedback there. All right, so here we are. We have Eric. It is time. It's going to be the Mongols versus the English. FTW cheese on the Mongols. Will he be unleashing the cheese? Most likely so. And it is going to be the English, led by the great champion Eric. Picking a non-meta pick here. English, I would say, are pretty strong civ. A very solid A tier. And good defensively. I actually do like the English pick against the Mongols to an extent because they do have the villagers who can fend off the tower chiefs. So I don't think the Mongols are going to be rushing in the same way. Now, spawning up in the north, or the southeast, southwest, man, geography. I passed it in high school. It's going to be the Mongols, led by FTW Cheese. And on the east side of the map, it's going to be Eric and the English. There we go, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So England probably going to go for a standard opening. Typically what they'll do is they'll simply just go for the gold immediately. And then when they get enough gold to tech, they pull from gold and switch to lumber. Therefore, they can start producing longbowmen when they do get to the second age. And then after that, they can go for stone if they want to go double TC. A little bit risky against Mongols. But honestly, I do like the English double TC backed up by longbowmen defense. But I think that most English players, in my experience, do get pretty aggressive here against the Mongols. You're going to be seeing heavy feudal age pressure because Mongols can fast castle. I don't know how they do it. They just magically teleport to the castle age. But I do like the English longbow pressure. I think it can be very strong. Mongols usually can defeat the English if they overextend because what they do is they get their YAM network set up and they just mass archers of their own with 2 barracks. And obviously the Mongols can produce more units than any other civ using their OVO system. So they're going to be having like 10, 15 archers against like 6 to 8 English longbowmen. And with the YAM networks, they can actually close the distance, pretty much negating the advantage that the English longbowmen do have. But again, if it goes on a little bit longer and you're able to keep pumping out those longbowmen and you take a little bit more of a delayed timing, in my experience, I find that you can do pretty well with the English. But still heavily Mongol favored in my opinion, but English have a good chance against them. And it forces a normal game because Mongols cannot effectively rush the English because of the fact that the villagers have bow and arrows and they know how to shoot. The dreaded Strelbora will come. Amber in chat saying Strelbora greater than Mongols. Mark my words. We will see. Strelbora. It's always so funny. Yeah, that's all you hear when you play English. Like every 2 seconds you select a unit, they're just yelling that word. Wish there were more tournaments for team games. Joe the Potato, there will be. I'm going to be hosting regular team tournaments here in the near future. Very excited for that. And yeah, that's that. The Khan, yes, he can also increase the fire rate. He does have access to a couple of unique abilities. So if you guys are new to the game, the Mongols, instead of getting a scout, they get access to the Khan. And they can, of course, build scouts afterwards. But the Khan is a mobile combat unit that gets stronger as the ages go. He does have the maneuver arrow, so he can increase movement speed of units. He can increase attack speed of your archers and range units. He can give armor to nearby units. And he also has a cool falcon, which can kind of reveal nearby areas for 30 seconds. So very, very cool character. I mean, incredibly powerful. When I play Mongols, since I don't really play them, I often lose my Khan wildly in battle. But good Mongol players will keep him alive and be very, very strong there. So we'll see what happens. I'm your work. AOS this. I love it, dude. I love it. So we got a very fast feudal age coming in here for the Mongols. At the roughly 3-minute mark, it looks like FDW Cheese is going to be getting the Deer Stones, which does unlock the old Yam network. And then from there, just like the Zerg and StarCraft, we're going to be seeing the Mongols start spreading their creep tumors across the map and get that movement speed aura between them and the English base. And for the English, we do have the Council Hall. In terms of workers, we do have 3 villagers building the Council Hall, and the Mongols have 4. So the Mongols will probably get there slightly faster, although it looks like the Council Hall was started a little bit earlier, so it may still finish ahead. We will see. Malik in chat asking what's my rank. Nowhere near these players. I usually sit between, if I'm playing like try hard and playing only my best civs, I usually sit between 1400 and 1500 ELO. That's kind of my gate. I'm the gatekeeper of those brackets. If you want to go to the higher brackets and battle, Cheese and Eric and Beasty and all those guys, I'm their protector. You have to pass the Black Knight on the bridge, who of course always gets defeated. So you get the picture. But nonetheless, very, very standard English opening. Just like I said, they mostly cut off gold. It looks like he did leave one villager here, one sad villager to work on gold. We do have a forestry upgrade coming out, which I believe someone did the big math on this and basically said that I think it gives an 11% increase to efficiency and lumber income. So not bad. Going to be getting a little bit more lumber, which I think is justified considering how wood intensive the English can be with aggression, because you're going to be making maybe spears, longbows, the old Strelbora are coming. And I think that's going to be smart. And I'm really curious if we're going to be seeing early stone. Now in the back, we do have the English scout torching down the Ovo, which is one of my favorite things to do. We're going to be seeing a pasture economy coming in from Cheese. So it looks like Cheese is going for very much like a standard style of play, just fast castle really. And Mongols and castle are incredibly scary because of the fact that they get the improved siege engineering. I think that's another change that I would like to see. I think that they should take away the improved siege engineering for the Mongols, maybe make it so they can only build like a trebuchet or something, and make that unique to the Abbasid. That would actually make Abbasid good if the Mongols couldn't do what they do and better. Like, that's their whole gimmick, right? All right, so here they come. Double longbows moving out across the map, and there's a scout leading the vanguard. Currently, nothing being built here for the Mongols. Granted, they're going to be fine. They have an outpost right here, which of course can probably fend off the Strelbora. Not too many vulnerabilities, and the pasture economy is going to be allowing them to stay very, very tight in the base and just kind of sit here. EP says, oh, Mongol not tower cheesing? Is this a win trade? No, because you can't tower rush against the English because their villagers will annihilate you. The villagers have bow and arrows and they'll simply shoot back and just, take you down, which is pretty wild. So the old Strelbora doing battle with the hardened Khan. Now this Khan is no longer soft, he is hard. And now he hits for a whopping 4 damage, and we have another outpost being set up. So the Mongols just being super defensive, which makes sense. If they can just get Castle Age and kind of negate the English pressure, that's probably just going to be game blouses. Because then we're going to be seeing men-at-arms backed up by mangonels and all that sort of good stuff, and it will be quite scary indeed. So longbowmen moving through the southwest, looking to maybe pressure the Ovo. We'll actually like that play. I think that's pretty good. If the English can shut down the Ovo here in the back and just torch it, that would be huge, because then the Mongols could not get improved siege engineering, and it would really mitigate their effectiveness. Oh man, a little bit of a misplay there by old Eric. He set up an outpost and lost 2 villagers in the process. It looks like he did get the cancel off though, which is nice. So the Ovo is continuing to be torched. Arrow slits are being researched here for the Mongols. And yeah, I mean, honestly, just park back here and take down this Ovo. That is a really, really strong play. Now, what are the English doing? We do have a blacksmith coming up. It looks like it's going to be an all-ins, which I agree with. I think against Mongols, this is one of your safer bets. Just get battering rams. Obviously, the blacksmith is being built for that purpose. We are seeing a little bit of gold being mined, probably just enough to get siege engineering. And now the Ovo is going to be paying the price. Mongols still being super greedy, not building any military. just setting up outposts all over the place to kind of prevent these flanks. It looks like another Wild Strelbora getting a little bit caught in the open against the Khan. The Khan should win that, I think. Yeah, he's got a lot more HP, but nonetheless, the old Strelbora need to be staying alive, going in, picking on some of the villagers while the 2 scouts back here torch this, and the Mongols will be losing the OVO, but very solid economy here with the pastures. Triple pasture this early on is just going to generate them like infinite sheep. They're just going to be chilling. Hey, the wife is in chat. My smoking hot Polish wife, she is here. Everyone say hello. So the archer shooting downtown, blasting into the villagers, able to kind of deny this outpost, which is good. I mean, there are some villagers here that aren't mining right now, or now they're back to the trees, I suppose. Khan getting poked a little bit by the old Strelbora, getting a little bit of damage there, and down they go. And yeah, the OVO is gone, so that's quite huge. Granted, Cheese did bank quite a bit. If the English were to set up an outpost, I would have really liked to have seen it back here to deny the rebuilding of that and force the Mongols to kind of deal with that. Nonetheless, the Strelbora is still sitting on the flanks, poking into the outpost here and doing a little bit of damage, but not too much. And it looks like the other archers are kind of circling about. No, those are the scouts, and these guys are just sitting down here, maybe waiting for the attempt to rebuild the OVO. I'm not sure. But I think they're going to be coming like right in this direction. Now, we do have a market coming up. I wonder what that is. He going to be trading up to the Castle Age a little bit quicker? I think so. He's probably going to be buying a little bit of food so we can go hard Castle Age. And England is all in here. We are getting some English horsemen coming up. Very interesting choice. Horseman switch. Whoa. That's quite curious. I mean, I'm trying to think what they'd really even be good against, because Mongols are about to go Castle Age, and we haven't seen a battering ram being made yet. At the blacksmith, we do have the siege engineering. It is done for the English, so there's going to be a ram soon, the old Ramstein. Will the Mongols listen to the Du Hast, or will they not? We will see if they are forced to listen to Ramstein. Always a good time. So, Castle Age is coming. There's going to be a step readout coming up, which is pretty much the auto take. Kurultai had its time in the sun. It was a little bit meta for some time, but for the most part, the step readout has taken over here. And the Mongols are going to be switching to heavy Lancers. Yeah, that's going to be the plan. Well, all Lancers are heavy. I just like to say that because they look super heavy and they're really, really cool. So, yeah, we will see. So, here comes the Ram. Pretty precarious timing for sure. Castle Age is on the way, but it's still probably a minute or two off. The first Ram is coming, and there are horsemen, and are there more Strelbora pouring out? It looks like there are, so the English are producing archers. It's kind of a tricky one because they are 50 wood. So, you know, it kind of does slow down your rams if you're producing only archers, but he's going to have to go now. Like, he's got to, this is pedal to the metal. This is the danger zone. Probably taking out this outpost would be the sweetest play, like outpost Gare and push the Mongols off gold completely, because then they won't even be able to make Lancers. Like, Cheese right now only has 13 gold. He's not even going to be able to make a Lancer without selling other resources. Here they come. The first outpost is going to be getting hammered down. Mongol outposts, of course, cannot be upgraded to stone, and it looks like there's an English villager coming in. I would like to see an outpost get set up here, yeah, to get the network of castles. So, here they go, and they are forced off the gold. The OVO has not been rebuilt. Very, very good English pressure so far. And now they're trading, yeah. So basically you saw a trade right there, so he's going to be able to potentially build one Lancer. It's hard to say. Ooh, if the Khan goes down, that could be very problematic. The veteran Khan with 300 HP, a very, very meaty lad. But yeah, denying the gold mining for the Mongols here is great. And the Mongols getting a taste of their own medicine after that first series that we saw. And another market is coming down. This is not good. The Mongols are basically having to invest in markets to just try and get units out here. We don't even see a Lancer coming out, and the old Strelbora Legion is going pretty hard. Granted, Mongols are somewhat resilient against battering ram pushes because they can like move things. But look at the Khan trying to shut down that villager there, but she's going to be finishing that for sure. And from here, it looks like going after the stables. Not a bad call. The step redoubt has been set up in the back, but nowhere near any gold. And FTW Cheese does have 100 gold now. Is he going to be building his first Lancer? What is he going to be doing with that? Or is he just going to be trading for more and more? So the villager does get taken out. Looks like there was a Springald emplacement put up on this outpost right here. My goodness, quite an investment. The second ram is coming in. The English looking to go in for the kill. We will see. We will see. And the Khan poking in. The old Strelbora. Ooh, you better be careful. Don't want to be losing the Khan here. The longbows for the kill. And the Khan is down for the count. Man, Eric putting on that relentless pressure here in game one. We could be seeing a Mongol defeat, which is certainly a rare sighting in general. Looking around, we do have the OVO being built in the back, as well as a blacksmith. So, okay, he's going to be going for a mangonel, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to get the improved siege engineering, like right away, get some Lancers out. But the battering rams are coming. The old Ramstein pushing in. I would imagine they're going to go for the outpost with the Springald emplacement, and then the Strelbora can sit behind the tree line and start picking on them, which would be the proper play. So here they come. Torches are coming out, and villagers are going to go down to the process. We do have the first Lancer popping out, and he's going to be attacked by pretty much the entire army. Rams are taking a little bit of good torch damage. Nice micro there by Eric, scooting back and picking off a couple villagers in the process. And the Lancer, though he is an absolute Chad, it does get surrounded and picked apart by the English horde here. As the Rams are moving into the tree lines, more and more villagers being taken down, and the outpost is being pressured pretty heavily, but Torches, you know, getting out there, doing a little bit of work, but so much eco damage being taken by Cheese. Looking at the eco of Cheese, he's at 24 villagers. England probably sitting very comfortably, yeah, at like 30, 40. So yeah, they're super ahead right now. Mongols definitely behind. We don't see improved siege engineering coming out. I think this game is probably over. It looks like Cheese is going to be on the back foot. He might be able to get a ram here, which is going to feel quite good for him, but he's losing so many villagers during this. The Strelbora are just unleashing those bows, and I think this tower is going to be going down here. And with that, the base is going to be super vulnerable. Although there are arrow slits back here and here, so there's a little bit of a defensive posture, but too many villagers are dying, and there's no way he's going to be able to come back. Like, England could even just fall back at this point if they wanted to and just tech. Granted, you don't want to give the Mongols any sliver of hope. It's kind of like the Alien movies. If you let one escape the ship, they will continue to plague your empire until the end of time. So the ram here probably going to be going down. It's got 34 HP, 6, and the Khan Lancer here, the new Khan, he's the Walmart Khan for now, able to kind of secure it. But man, oh man, he is super behind right now. I don't know why Cheese's score is so much higher. I think it's because he's repacking buildings. Of course, Mongols have a bug where when they unpack buildings, it basically gives them additional score. But with that, the English and the Strelbora claim victory. There you go. GG, well played. A victory for the English against the Mongols. Certainly an upset in terms of matchups. But England does have some decent tools with the longbows against the Mongols. But that was a very scary timing. Look at that. Look at the buggy score thing for the Mongols. It really should be like down here. So you don't really gather too much information from that. But yeah, that was a really fun game. Well played to those mighty champions. A victory for the English. Longbow pressure very, very strong. And the battering rams got in there just in time. Like, Mongols were like in just a sliver away. A sliver from getting to the old castle age and just being able to defend. But the gold denial was huge. I mean, denying that gold, destroying the OVO. Lots of great play. So GG, well played. And now on to the next game. All right. Hey, Vatsaila. Appreciate that, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Always good to see the Mongols go down. Yeah, it is. You know, I don't usually have biases, but whenever I see Mongols, I'm always a little bit happy when they're defeated. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right, so now we will hang tight for the next game. Let's go ahead and do it to it. And set up the old scorecards. Yes, perfect. Life is good, man. Life is good. Okay, so here it comes, and the Strelbora have claimed victory in the game. Did it update there? Looks like it did. Eric with victory in game 1. So he's playing under a different name on Steam. That's why it's different, but his name, he is the Eric on the bracket. The Strelbora, Viva la Strelbora. I don't know why that became such a meme. It's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, good times, man. I know it's not exactly the same and it may be overused, but I love pro scouts. For me, it reminds me of old Delhi forcing fights on mini objectives game. Yeah, Micah, I think it's fun if both players are going professional scouts. For me, I don't like professional scouts in some regards because if you're playing a civ that cannot go for professional scouts effectively, then you're just so behind. Yeah. Because, like, Delhi isn't really able to do professional scouts. Abbasid isn't very good at it. Like, French is super good at it because they start with the stables. China's really good at it because they can supervise their stables and their research. Rus is super good because hunting cabins make scouts, so you don't have to cut villagers, but other civs can't do that. So they're just so behind, and it's such a valuable resource. Yeah, such a valuable resource. HD says, I played English versus Mongol player last night. He started to rage about how OP the English are. I was like, what? I know. That happens every now and then. Chad is always hungry for an FFA. Sir Lucky, yes, these tournaments are open to anyone. You just need to be in my Discord. They are weekly tournaments. There will be a break for about 2 weeks now, though, because I'm going to be traveling to Poland soon. But I might do one on Monday. Like, I leave on Tuesday for Poland, but I'm going to be probably doing some sort of a tournament on Monday. I don't know what. Yeah. Yeah. Can't live without a good old FFA. Anakin demands it. Yeah. Always a good time, man. So Beasty here. Not Beasty. Wrong player. Cheese. Wow, they're in the game already? No way. Do they load in? Man, they must have done their pick super quick. So the next map is going to be Nagari, which is a hybrid map. So we could be seeing Delhi, actually. Delhi probably, and probably a Mongol pick from Eric would be my guess. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and see. It says they're in game still, which is weird. They better not have started without a spectator. They better not. That would not be good. We would have to tell them to restart. Okay, in lobby, and here we go. All right, so they were just loading in. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a duel between the Mongols and the Abbasid. Wait, no, not Abbasid, Delhi Sultanate. Brain, work. Mongols versus Delhi Sultanate. It's going to be Eric and FTW Cheese. Now, on any map, aside from a hybrid map, Delhi would be pretty much turned upside down and put in a trash can by the Mongols. But on this map, a hybrid map, Delhi Sultanate can really shine because their boats have bow and arrows on them. So wherever the Mongols decide to raid your docks, you can just pull back your fishing boats and basically deny them, which is super funny. So Delhi going for a wild push here. Look at this, bringing 2 villagers out right away and going to be opening up with the forestry as well as an early lumber camp. Mongols going to be doing the same thing more or less, although setting up their OVO first and hitting the stone. But Delhi is going to be the first one in the pond. And I really do like this aggressive play here. I think this is great. Pulling the villagers up because this is where the Mongols would set up normally, right? This is where they would be chilling. But Delhi's going to be setting up there first. The Delhi shop is going to be getting opened. And the Mongols are going to be forced to go set up down here, which is still a good pond, but not nearly as good as the middle. The middle is the juicy shit. I mean, these are all deep water fish. And deep water fish do have a faster gathering rate. Now, the Khan here is being attacked. FDW Cheese securing the old pond here for the Delhi Sultanate. And what's funny about Delhi too is in the Dark Ages, you can actually set up docks aggressively and use them to like push people out of the water. So we do have a second scout coming out, which I think is a good play here for Eric, perhaps a countermeasure against Delhi. But Delhi's going to be getting that dock up, and there will be a fishing boat out very soon, which will be able to defend pretty much any pressure that's coming their way. So 2 villagers here in a little bit of danger. Here comes the old fishing boat, the warship of the Delhi Empire. And losing 2 villagers here could be a little bit painful. Maybe pulling back that scout to help out a little bit, but it looks like the villagers are just going to be pulled, which is smart. I think one of them might survive. And if the scout is able to kind of intercede, maybe both of them, but I don't know. Yeah, it looks like one will at least go down. But Delhi is going to be securing the early fishing advantage, which is very strong. So you're asking, what city am I going to be going to in Poland? Warsaw. We'll be in Warsaw, but my wife's family doesn't live in Warsaw. They live like kind of on that, I don't know which direction it is, but yeah, they live like outside the city, like out in the countryside. So we're not really going to be in Warsaw, but that's where I will be landing, and then we'll be going out to the countryside here. But Delhi is fishing happily. They got their boats. They already got 2 fishing boats. The Mongols are going to be going, yeah, they're going to try and shut this down, which I don't know. Delhi should be able to defend this. I mean, maybe they'll set up an outpost here and just try and shoot at the Delhi fishing boats, but then Delhi can just fish like further out, and it's really not that big of a deal. I wonder if the Mongols will just rush. Oh, you better watch out. The Khan might get popped here. Oh, very close. The Khan just barely getting away. If he had like been there for one more second, he would have gone down to the garrison here. Now, forestry still not being researched. A pretty big misplay here by the old Cheese, but it's okay. He's doing everything else pretty well. He's got triple fishing boat, almost going to have 4 out actually, before the Mongols even get their first one set up. So the Mongols going to be setting up a dock here, but most Delhi players will know to scout this. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a rush. I think that Eric knows that he doesn't want to play the water game. He just wants to try and cheese the Delhi. But the Delhi are going to have such good food. I mean, they're going to be able to tech up pretty hard. But if they can deny Delhi gold, I mean, that could be pretty massive. Yeah, and it looks like the mosque is finally going to be getting set up, and an outpost is being set up here, which I would like to see gold denial, because obviously he knows Delhi's going super hard on lumber. Therefore, they probably don't have the gold to go to the feudal ages, right? So if you just deny them there, then I think you might be able to win the game. But Delhi's still in a great spot. I mean, as long as they scout properly and defend properly, I would set up an outpost here right now. That would be like probably game winning. I think if Delhi were to set up a wall right here and or an outpost to defend that gold position, I honestly don't think there's much the Mongols could do. Yeah, they'll get their annoying harass and things like that, but for the most part, I think Delhi is going to be chilling. Now here, fishing boats going pretty hard. Cheese is going to have a massive lead in terms of food. And we do get the outpost getting set up, a house, but yeah, we need an outpost right here or something to defend. We've seen how players are kind of greedy against the Mongol pressure, and they don't really take the necessary defensive precautions. You already have such a lead in terms of your economy and whatnot. Oh, going for the Khan. Khan has 10 HP, very close. He uses the maneuver arrow to get away. But this gold is going to be hit super hard here. And you also don't want to give the Mongols the free resources for having burned down a mining camp, because Delhi has no military here whatsoever. And okay, let's look at the current wood. Eric, yeah, he doesn't have enough wood to build an outpost. Okay, that's probably why we're not seeing it. So here comes a couple spearmen moving in on the old villagers. And I would imagine the Mongol villager, when he finishes this, will come over here and set up an outpost right here to deny this gold. I think that's going to be the play. Some very desperate mining here, just trying to turn in however he can. And it looks like Cheese did get enough to build the Dome of Faith. Oh, and one spearman goes down as well from the TC. Now that is very big for the Cheese. If he didn't get enough gold there and the Mongols were able to kind of cackle and kind of, take that away from them, that would have been substantial. And look at this, we actually get an outpost going here, and all the villagers are being pulled to torch down this one. Okay. The spearmen a little bit out of position. It looks like Delhi might be able to get this down. And there's going to be an outpost set up here. It looks like the outpost is canceled. Villagers are being pulled back onto lumber. And in the meantime, Delhi is fishing, and the Mongols are not. Although now we are going to be seeing a dock come up as more spearmen push up. So the Mongols going to be a little bit behind there. Dome of Faith could be getting built soon. And there is going to be a Delhi outpost as well. So one villager being pulled back. Good micro, not losing the villagers here. And the Khan overextending a little bit. TC might get him. Yeah, that Spearman's actually in range. Yeah, he's in range. And now there is an outpost here. But the Mongols are just going to build a tower over here, most likely. But maybe that's going to be it for the rush. Yeah, good defense right there. Very, very solid defense. Dome of Faith is coming up. Mongols are going to the second age as well. Do we see any landmarks? No, it doesn't look like it. The current banked resources for the Mongols, only 10 food. Jesus. That is really grim. The Mongols' food situation is just rough, dude. Yeah, what is their income per minute on food? 74. Ouch. Yeah, okay, I think Delhi Sultanate's actually in a pretty good position as long as they continue this defense. And it looks like that outpost does go down. Another outpost is being built here, but Delhi's going to be panic building. And Delhi can respond with these things. They can afford to take these, like, make these not risky outposts, but expensive outpost investments because they're dominating so hard in the water that it's not a huge deal. And I really do think they need to try and raid the Mongols' water before they can kind of get that online. But one outpost is set up here, so we can garrison that at any time. The gold is still a little bit shut down, but Delhi's probably going to go for Sanctity pretty quick, I would imagine. Granted, it isn't the Delhi of old. Old school Delhi would have been able to deal with this much easier because they could get Sanctity and be capturing sacred sites right now and pressuring the Mongols in other ways. But yeah, it really, really is kind of an unfortunate thing. That change was so terrible, man. Poor Delhi Sultanate, yeah. They had a rough one. It made them a viable competitive civ. Now they're only really good on hybrid maps like this because of their water. So, more fishing boats coming out. Mongols getting their first fishing boat. I wonder if the Mongols are going to be going for, like, naval aggression here against Delhi. That could actually really catch them off guard, I think. Food's still pretty rough for the Mongols. Looking at the income per minute, it's starting to pick up now for Eric. Let's look at his banked resources. And are we seeing the deer stones? Are we seeing the yam network? I'm looking for landmarks for the Mongols. But yeah, he is just not having any food right now. This is really, really tough, man. Really, really tough for sure. So we got two outposts for the old Delhi. The Dome of Faith going to be popping up here any second. We do have a barracks coming out for Delhi as well. Do we have efficient production? Not yet. Looks like it was researched a little bit late. He may have forgotten about it. I'm not sure. But the efficient production will potentially be able to give the Delhi a military push. They're going to get their own spearmen most likely and push here on the water. And we're going to be getting a second dock getting set up here by Eric. Okay. So the Eric man getting that dock set up and we will see what's going on. Is there a bracket viewable to the public? Yes, there is. I don't have it on me on hand right now, but if I were to minimize, I could show you after the game. Every day is a learning experience in the Turin stream. That's right. That is right. So the Mongols sitting here quite angrily. Look at these spearmen. They're just looking at those. There's like a staring contest. You have the Mongol spearmen just sitting there and the Delhi fishermen looking at them all angrily. I love it. And in the meantime, a little bit of a scout duel. We do have the Delhi scout battling the old Mongol scout. Always a good time. And the outposts for the Mongols still haven't been torched down. I would imagine Delhi will do that pretty soon once their spearmen get out. They are going to be going for double racks. One of which is going to be doing the 10-minute upgrade of the upgraded hardened spearmen. So that's always one of my issues with Delhi is when you hit the second age and your opponent is coming at you with French knights, it takes you like 3 minutes to get them into the hardened state. So you just like can't fight back very well. Yeah, I think that's something like little things like that, man. Little things like that. Little changes. But Mongols are doing a pretty good job ecoing up here. I mean, they've got 5 boats against the 7 of Delhi, so Delhi really doesn't have that much of an advantage on the water anymore. And the Mongols are going to be setting up the old network here, so the deer stones are going to be popping up here any minute. And now they're going to be getting back on gold quite happily. Sanctity is being researched. Not yet, so a little bit of a misplay there. He needs to get on Sanctity like ASAP. That's literally one of the strongest mechanics that Delhi have. Although triple racks, man, he's going to be trying to push the Mongols out of the water. I love it. Efficient production could be used as well. You could pull your scholars and put them into the barracks to make the production a little bit faster. But nonetheless, this poor Delhi scout going to be hunted through the bushes by the Mongol Khan, who now hits for 4 damage instead of 2, so his damage does scale through the ages. And it looks like that scout, he was on 0 HP for a second. Did you guys see that? That was really weird. The spearman able to take out the outposts, and here we have more archery ranges. Okay, so Delhi's going to be going pedal to the metal here in the second age. Ooh, we got siege engineering. Wow. Delhi almost never does siege engineering because of how long it takes for the research, but considering the Mongols are a little bit behind on the tech here, it might actually work out. And look at this. Oh my god. Mongols are just going to go ham for the castle age, which I think is a good call. Delhi's fishing fleet still growing. Nobody's building military ships, I don't think. Oh, okay, we have a light junk coming out for the Mongols here. I actually think, guys, the Mongols might be in a position to potentially retake this game. If Delhi doesn't capitalize super quickly and punish this, I think there could be some problems. We got more houses coming up. A lot of houses. Jesus, he's got a lot of lumber. And of course, Delhi doing pretty good on food. Let's look at the income per minute. Although, man, the Mongols have actually overtaken them. So yeah, Delhi's going to have to punish here pretty quick because we got 4 combat ships coming out. Mongols are going to 100% secure the middle and push Delhi out. Delhi has no military ships on the horizon whatsoever. And yes, their fishing boats can fight back to an extent, but Looks like Delhi's going to be forsaking this water situation. Double arrow slits coming up. Man, Mongols are so good. So much utility they have here. So they get the free stone so they can do the arrow slits quite effectively. And yeah, Delhi's going to get pushed out completely. So this is suddenly becoming a very, very all-in game for Delhi. You know, I wonder if they're going to still try and push this water back, or if they're going to go for the main Mongol base. I don't really know what the right choice is. Double archer range coming up as well for the Mongols. They're going to be double producing archers, although their stone count is probably a little bit low right now. No, never mind. They're sitting on 700, so they're just cackling. And yeah, now Delhi realizes they can't even mess with the water because of the light junk sitting on the shore in conjunction with the double outpost. And now Delhi's going to be running to the main base of the Mongols, which is quite a journey. And now the Delhi fleet's just getting crumped. The fishing boats are going to get taken out, and it looks like the Mongols are going to be allowed to get back in this game. Still no Sanctity being researched. A lot of small misplays here from Delhi. Sanctity would be really nice to have just as a secondary threat option. But look at that. The Delhi fishing boat's trying to fight back to the best of their abilities. Delhi's going to be moving across. Is siege engineering done yet? It will be in 30 seconds, and that's going to be the longest 30 seconds of his life, that's for sure. As the Mongols are honestly getting close to Castle Age now. Yeah. Mongols losing with Delhi. Can feel the excitement in Turin's voice. No, they're not anymore, man. You've jinxed it. You've jinxed it. The Mongols are taking over. Anakin, the Jedi are taking over. So here they come. Hardened Spearmen moving up. There's going to be double battering rams. This is all in for the Delhi, guys. And the reinforcements are pouring out across the map. It looks like, yeah, they're going the other way and going up to the top here. But yeah, the entire Delhi fishing fleet is in the trash can. And I don't know what Delhi's going to do for food. Probably going to have to switch to berry bushes. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a berry economy setup here. And the first ram is being built. The second ram is being built. This is all in. This is all in. And Mongols just need a little bit of food, and then they can go to Castle Age. And they should be able to get that quite happily with double, fishing production here. Yeah. Very, very crazy stuff. So more and more spearmen being picked off on the run. They need to kind of fix that rally point right there. A little bit of a tricky business as archers come up and around the top as well. But the Mongols have a good defensive force. I mean, they got, what, like 16 archers or something like that? Delhi here only has 7 and spearmen. Like, that's not going to go super well. I honestly think Mongols are going to win this game. Yeah. This is looking pretty rough. I mean, he does push this back. It's an okay timing, but those archers are just going to massacre the spearmen, and Delhi only has like a couple. So now they're moving in. He's going to be torching. I mean, he has to get a lot of eco damage on the villagers here, and archers are doing as much as they can, poking into those units, but Delhi is completely pushed out of the water here, and this all-in, I think, is going to fail. Granted, a lot of eco damage being done. Looking at the count here, yeah, Delhi withdraws from the game. Mongols OP! That's going to be a GG well played. So I think Delhi had good opportunities that game, but something Delhi didn't do is after they secured the initial advantage, I think that FTW Cheese needed to get control over the other side of the river. Like with his fishing boats, he should never have let the Mongols build a dock there. Also, he didn't research Sanctity. That could have been something else he could have had at that point in the game, potentially be capturing sites. So as much as I joke about Mongols being OP, I do think that, but I think that Delhi Sultanate had an opportunity to win that game, but just a couple little fundamental things that weren't done cost him the game there. So now we're going to be going on to the grand finals. That is it. Let's update the old scorecards, and I will tag the players and let them know the maps for the grand finale. So that is going to be a 2-0 victory there for Eric. The Mongols, of course, winning pretty much every single game they've been in today, except the dreaded English. The English have been able to fight back pretty well. Cheese played a valiant fight. He was honestly winning in the beginning. He was the hero we needed, but alas, that is going to be that. So as we prepare for the grand finals, let's go ahead and make it official on the top 4. So here we are. It is going to be Eric moving to face Beasty Cutie in the grand finals. So let me go ahead and tag the players and give them the maps. All right. So here we go. All right. So Beasty versus Eric. Maps are here. Giving them all the maps here. We can do go like have fun. So the maps are going to be Hill and Dale, French Pass, Dry Arabia, Danube, and High View. Should be quite a bit of fun. So Picasso in chat asking, FTW Cheese, what brought out that Delhi pick? It was a hybrid map. So Delhi is very, very good on hybrid maps because their fishing boats do good. All right, so it is time. Let there be a reckoning. They can start when ready. And I'm quite excited for the series. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one, man. Yeah, we're in a best of 5 now. So this series is going to be best of 5. Delhi are better than Abbasids? I think so. Abbasids don't really have like too many strengths, but at least Delhi are like really good on certain maps. Yeah. I watch all of Turin's VODs. I'm far back in them because of the 8-hour one. Yeah. Yeah, oh man, you must be pretty far back then, dude. Yeah. All right. It's finals now. Correct. It is finals. Yeah, sorry, FTW Cheese. If you're watching the stream, yeah, it's Beasty Cutie versus Eric in the finals now. Correct. Okay, so let me go ahead and find those guys on the old friends list. See them on the lobby here. And it looks like they are browsing the custom lobbies. And we'll be getting started in just a second. Just need to update the old scorecards, and yeah, it's gonna be good. The UI slowly improving over the weeks. When I get back in January, I'm gonna be updating all my tournament UI to make it quite a bit better. So it is gonna be Eric facing off against Beasty Cutie. We have the Duel of Fates. Lord Bacon, I would consider a newbie tournament, yeah. I would. Like, maybe I would have a tournament where it's like everyone is below a certain ELO. Like, everybody has to be below like 1,000. Oh, you know what'd be really fun to do? It'd be like a pit lord tournament, like Lord of the Pits, where it's like you have to be below 800 ELO. Like somebody who literally is just learning, and you have to do it. But then it would be hard to prevent Smurfs. Would be the problem. Although I could verify every single account. It would take me some time, but it could be something. What changes do you think HRE is like? Yeah, this is StarCraft 2 Beastie. It is. HRE is like very middle of the road. Beastie is quick play searching. Hey, let me message him real quick. You are in finals. Don't start a game, brother. Okay. It said he was quick play searching. I was like, don't do it. You're in the finals. It's time. We don't want to wait, but HRE isn't bad. HRE isn't bad. They're like a very good mid-tier civ. HRE can play Grand Theft okay because the deer that you bring back are very cost-effective because of the Aachen Chapel giving them the juicy 40% gather rate. So, yeah. We could call it Lord of the Pits. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. You have to have, like, please fix the 3.0. Does it still say 3.0? Let me go ahead and double check it. Thank you for the heads up, brother. Appreciate that. All right, one sec. Let me find OBS. Goddamn, I need to get like hotkeys for this stuff. No, it says 0-0. Should be good. Should be good. Are you talking about on challenge? Did you guys put it on wrong? Okay. Yeah, I'll fix it. And boom, and boom. All right, so I fixed the bracket on challenge. You're all good there, my friends. 1 and 1. All set. Alrighty. Looks like he is in a lobby right now, and we're just gonna hang tight. We're just gonna hang tight. Ambassador okay on hybrid maps, but like not even that great. Like Delhi's just objectively better. Do you think Cheese could have won that had he killed the fishing ships with all of his? I think when the Mongols got an outpost set up, his timing was gone. Picasso, what needed to happen was he needed to park one fishing ship there and see when they were starting to build the dock. And when the dock was being built and the outposts were being built, he needed to shut that down right then. Because I think Cheese would have won the game. Because at that point, the Mongols were so food starved, if they were denied the water, they would have had to go to a land economy and they would have been super behind. Delhi was in a position to potentially win that game. Cheese had an excellent defense. He did a great job defending the tower rushes while maintaining his fishing economy, but just the one slip up of letting the Mongols get back in the water cost him the game. Turin, I think it'd be very cool if you casted some average players replays and pointed out things they did good and bad. Most of us are probably around there and could learn a lot. Sure, absolutely. Yeah, Theta, I fixed the bracket for Beastie, no worries. Hey, thank you for the donation, arigato. I hope you are doing Totemo Genki. Life is treating you well in Nihon. Thank you for the donation. Once again, I really appreciate the samurai dog. It's pretty glorious, dude. Yeah, Abbasids are okay on water because they get the cheaper docks, but it's really not that good. Yeah, like other civs just do it better. Yeah, kind of a shame. Yeah, Delhi is still good on hybrid maps, but on other maps they're not very good. I mean, they're okay on King of the Hill because you can take the sacred site quicker than most people. But again, like Delhi gets sanctity at like freaking 8 or 9 minutes now, and by that time Roos is already Castle Age, and you're just getting shit on by a million horse archers, right? So it's like, it's a cute gimmick, but it's not going to be enough. All right, average player replays. I would definitely do a tournament. Yeah, like I'll probably do a low ELO tournament. That'd be fun. Yeah. I think that'd be good. All right, so Beastie and his opponent doing the blind picks in the old lobby. Remember, this is best of 5. Good luck, have fun. Did I give him 5 maps? I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So Hill and Dale, French Pass. We're kind of changing up the meta a little bit because every tournament host and their dog just picks Dry Arabia as the first map. So we're going to be trying to switch it up to see a little bit of variance in terms of civs. I have a feeling we're going to see Rus, probably even still Mongols on this map. But China's actually good here too. China's really good, and so is Holy Romans. Holy Romans have a great matchup on the French Pass. And I have seen Beasty play them before. He's very, very good. I mean, he's pretty much good at most civs he plays. So I watch his stream every now and then. Would love to see an AoE casters tournament. So I don't think either myself or Drongo would win. Like, if you consider Grubby a cat, are you talking like pure casters? Because I think like Grubby would probably, if we're talking about like streamers and stuff who aren't like tournament players, because like it gets a little bit kind of, because for example, the Mista was casting on Elite Gaming channels. So if he's allowed to play in that, nobody would have a chance. But if you're just doing like people who are predominantly streamers, you know, like I don't think Grubby plays in tournaments, even though he's very high ranked. He would probably win. Yeah. Grubby's very, very good. Yeah. Like I played against Trump a couple times. I won one, he won one. They're pretty even games. Yeah. But I think Grubby, like, if people who are just like mostly streamers, although, yeah, has Grubby, he's got a tournament going on today, doesn't he? Yeah. Does he? I don't know. Yeah, one of these days I'll just like grind one civ only and see how high I can get. Yeah, just learn to play England very well. I think that'd be a fun one to play. But yeah, Grubby is very, very good. He's got that like pro gaming mindset where he's very, very like mechanical, you know? Like his builds are very ironed out and very, very smooth. And his micro is very good too. I don't know if T90 plays. Does he play Age of Empires 4 or is he still covering mostly 2? Yeah, Grubby's a very strong player. His micro is just really, really good. Yeah, really, really good. And of course his builds are like mechanical. Like he's very like when you see him like win or lose a game, he'll go and review the game and like analyze the build for like inefficiencies. He's very, very clinical. Whereas I'm just wild. I just make shit and throw stuff out on the board, yeah. Bronze League heroes for StarCraft, low ELO legends for AoE 2, small rating champions for AoE 4. I think Lord of the Pits is better. Yeah. I like Lord of the Pits. We'll have to come up with a name for it. Have you ever seen someone use the English longbows to lay down their wooden spikes? Not really. No, the Palings used to be better, actually. So Palings were originally good. Because in the beta, Palings were put down instantly. Like before the closed beta came. But then, what's it called? They got nerfed, so it took a lot of time. Because English longbows used to be super OP. Like horsemen literally could do nothing against them because the Palings were instant. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Turin, could you set up handicaps and players based on their MMR? Grubby starts with 1 villager. That would be super unfair. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be super unfair. Yeah, I'm glad he's casting. Yeah, anybody's welcome to cast my tournaments. You don't have to ask me. Yeah, you don't have to promote me. Just treat yourself. Have some fun. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first match of the day. A huge breath of fresh air. It's going to be Beasty Cutie here on the Chinese, facing off against the Holy Roman Empire, who shall be led by the dreaded Eric. So, very, very different meta here on this map. Obviously, the Hill and Dale has some nice choke points. And for the Holy Romans, spawning here on the south side of the map, we are going to be seeing an instant prelate. No, a double scout. Okay, interesting. So he's going to be going for a scout, and then a prelate, and then villagers. And up on the north side, we do have our blue player here, Beasty, on the Chinese, going to be going for a mill taxation opening. So pretty standard stuff. Essentially, you're going to be seeing this. You're going to be seeing an official coming out pretty soon, although not super quick. But usually you'll see a fast official. There it is right now. Okay, so the official was queued up. He's going to be supervising the mill to give you 20% more food. And you're going to be living a very, very cozy experience right here. So here it comes. Now down on the southwest, we have a house coming up, very, very close to the base, I would imagine. Sometimes people don't build houses next to the TC just to put farms everywhere, but if you're worried about a little bit of aggression, it's not necessarily a bad idea. And typically HRE players, I would probably imagine the Aachen will go, where's his gold? That's going to be, okay, this is actually not a bad spot. You could do like an Aachen right here, and then that's going to be hitting your gold. It'll hit this wood patch over here, and also will hit the edge of this deer camp, so you can get that really nice motivation. So I would wager that is where the Aachen Chapel is going to be going for the Holy Roman Chads. Now, up to the north here, we do have the Chinese supervision going, and it is, like I said, going to be a taxation opening. So let me go ahead and explain that a little bit for you guys. Basically, as Chinese villagers drop off resources in collection sites, it generates tax, which is essentially gold. This gold can then be collected by the imperial official, who will take it back to the town center for gold. Now, there's a little bit of a cooldown. You can't like rapid fire collect it, but basically China can play like Rus in the sense that they don't need to mine gold early because they just use the taxation. So he's able to get lumber instead of gold, which allows him to do the Grand Theft Venison a little bit more efficiently when he hits the second age. That's the whole kind of style behind this build. Granted, he will need to start mining gold as he transitions to the second age, most likely because Grand Theft Venison does cost quite a bit. It is $275 on the professional scouts. Now down here in the HRE base, we do have a Friar Chuck out here with his super bald head. He's going to be motivating the workers here, so they're being given the big old Jesus. Gathering resources 40% faster and extra carry capacity as well. So it's a very, very nice combo. HRE can get some very, very scary booms. And yeah, like I said, I think the Aachen Chapel is going to be going right here. It's just such a sweet spot. Also could potentially hit the stone outcropping. I mean, that's like a god tier Aachen Chapel position, like right here. It's getting food. You can bring the deer back right to the top side of the base. Like, man, this is going to be a prime for the Holy Romans. That is for sure. Now back here to the Chinese base, we got 8 tax in this building here. We got 18 right here. China should be a little bit ahead on villagers. The Holy Romans did slow down their villagers to build the extra scouts. So we got 13 for Beasty, and Eric probably sitting at 11 or 12. It looks like 12 right now. So he's not too far behind. The double scouts are nice though, because it's kind of a preemptive thing for the professional scouts. And on top of that, it does allow you to gather more sheep on the map and deny your opponent a little bit. And now it looks like we are going to be getting tier 2 for our Chinese player, not our Chinese player, but the Rus player down in the south, not Rus. Goddamn, I'm so used to seeing Rus and Mongols today that I'm just like out of it. But it is the Aachen Chapel for the Holy Roman Empire. So the Aachen Chapel, let's go ahead and explain this landmark to those of you guys who are new. So this inspires units in a large radius when you have a prelate in there. So basically the prelate can like single target, motivate units. Like he can have a couple motivated at once, but if you put him in the Aachen Chapel here, he's going to be getting a huge, huge megaphone. He just stands up there just blasting sermons straight out of the Bible here and motivating all these workers to work quicker for the Jesus, which is quite a bit good. Quite a bit of good stuff. Some more villagers being pulled. It looks like we do have 5 villagers here for the Holy Romans. Holy Romans probably have some of the fastest teching capabilities in the game. Their economy can boom so goddamn hard in Feudal Age with the Aachen Chapel that they can typically get Castle Age and then Imperial Age faster than most other civs. I would say maybe the Rus or one other civ that can keep up with them because of the Golden Gate trading, but overall, man, they get there super quick. China is going to be going for an Imperial Academy, which I think is very good. Like the Barbecue of the Sun can eventually be built, basically to bring out, a defensive choke you can set up here in the front just to make sure your front gate is protected. But the Imperial Academy for China, nearby buildings generate 100% more gold. So more tax here, more tax here. It's quite nice. And we already have 2 officials out for Beasty. We do have an Imperial official on wood, as well as one on the mill up to the north. But both players are going to be doing the Grand Theft Venison. Are we going to be seeing walls? I'd be curious to see if somebody gets really aggressive and tries to steal the camps from the other player's base. Certainly possible, but it looks like the Holy Roman Empire is going to be getting there a little bit quicker. But China does build buildings 100% quicker. So even though they were behind and had far less villagers, they still pretty much catch up to the Holy Romans in terms of landmarks, which is very strong. So here it comes. We're going to be getting the prelate into the Aachen Chapel in terms of banked resources. Currently, Eric does not have enough wood for a stable, so he's not going to be getting a stable out super quick. And I would imagine he will play venison, although maybe not, considering it spawned in his base. Okay, no, it looks like there's going to be some aggression. Getting an archery range out here for the Holy Romans. Very curious. It could be that he's just going to be going for the deer in his base and assuming that's enough, and then saving the gold from the expert scouts. China pretty much always goes for it, and you can see that is going to be the case. We have a stable out, and yeah, horseman harass is cute, but honestly, horsemen aren't that great these days. So yeah, it's going to be scouts. So we have 2 scouts coming out for China, and professional scouts is not being researched yet because BC does not have enough gold. It's not a huge deal though, because China, again, they're hitting the mining pretty hard here on the gold, and they can pretty much increase the research time of this by like, what, 200%? And yeah, look how quick it's going to be, 25 seconds. Crazy, crazy fast. Although I think we're on the wrong perspective. Let me go and switch it and see if that corrects that. So yeah, it's coming out pretty quick. It's going to be done in 12 seconds, whereas for the Holy Romans, are they even bothering? Professional scouts, no, they're not. And it looks like we are seeing archers moving across the map. What is he going to be doing with those archers? That is a very, very curious choice. Although, are we going to be seeing a Ramstein? Are we going to be seeing some sort of an all-in? How are the Holy Romans going to be managing food? I mean, I feel like it's a huge disadvantage not to be getting the Aachen Chapel influencing your food. Are they going to be walling off and turtling? Because right now, Beasty is already stealing his stuff. He's got the Chinese scouts down here taking the old deer. And the deer in the base should be relatively safe. I mean, maybe he's just going to be trying to secure those. These deer are all like scattered though. Like the gathering site here kind of sucks. Yeah, double producing archers. This is a very, very curious choice here. I have no idea. Joris says, hey Turin, great stream. Would be great if you can join, if I can join your Discord server. Yes, we have some glorious mods in chat. The great Hadries. We'll drop a link for you right there. Thank you so much. So what are the Holy Romans doing? A little bit of scouting. They do have a scout up here, kind of seeing what's up. They have a scout in the front, and they know that professional scouts is coming. So clearly Eric has some sort of a scheme. He's got 7 archers right now. Maybe he's going to be trying to punish the Chinese for like a little bit of passive, professional scouts play, because a lot of people don't build anything, right? And yeah, we actually have a lot of archers moving out across the map. It's going to be a batch of 9 of them. And I mean, China can build horsemen in response. They could supervise, and these are Holy Roman archers. They're not going to be like English longbowmen or, Mongol archers with the Yam network. There is already 1 horseman out on the map. So Cutie should be able to have some sort of a decent response to this. We will see. So we got 9 archers moving. I think the Holy Romans are going to be cutting production there. No, they're still making archers actually. And do they have enough gold to get to the next age? Eric is only banking 165. Is he going? No, it's going to be an all-in. He's going to be battering ramming. The old Ramstein is coming. The old German Ramstein, yes. So archers pick off the horsemen. They're streaming across the map. He's going to be trying to punish Beasty here. Beasty instantly responding here with horsemen, but he's not supervising it. So I would imagine his official needs to jump over here and supervise these horsemen. Otherwise, there could be a Dread Legion. Although the scouts can fight okay, for sure. And he's already going to be taking a little bit of villager damage as the HRE archers move up there. And we are going to be getting the Ramstein. So using the Aachen Chapel to just get a shit ton of wood is going to be allowing him to get some rams. Now, where is the ram being built? I just saw the current resources for Eric tank in terms of wood. The wood is being denied for now. They're just going to be going through these neutral trees up in the north. And China's actually going for a second TC behind this. That is very greedy. But again, a high-level player like Beasty probably should have the tools to hold this. Although, where's the battering ram? Yeah, we got more and more archers coming. Okay, he's building stables, it looks like. So there's going to be stables coming out. Siege engineering wasn't finished yet, so that makes sense. But again, he's going to have the wood back so quickly. The Aachen Chapel motivation just booming on these guys right now. And here it comes. Here it comes. Turin, seek help. You're addicted to Age of Empires 4. So much content, so many streams. I know, I love it. I just recorded a bunch of Total War battles last night as well, so don't you guys worry. Those will be coming up here on the near horizon. So outpost being set up. Man, this is becoming meta for most civs, huh? Denying the lumber camp here for Beasty. Granted, this map has other options. Like, this denial really isn't going to be doing that much other than giving like a beachhead position, because Beasty was able to just move over here and just hit these trees super hard, right? He is totally fine in that department. Also, Beasty has a massive food advantage, but again, the all-in is still coming. Is there other troop types being mixed in? I could have sworn I saw stables coming out. So yeah, stables with horsemen, but it's only 1 stable. So 1 stable and double archery range. Still pumping out the jams. And here comes the battering rams, which will be quite good. I mean, this is a vulnerable position here. We got the stables. We got 4 houses that could potentially be attacked. Beasty is rocking 5 horsemen of the apocalypse, as well as a couple basic scouts. So we'll see what is going on here. So Phil asks, Turin, wouldn't the Minework Palace be better for the ram rush? You would think so, but in my experience, no. Because the Aachen Chapel is giving you so much more wood that despite the more expensive upgrades, you're able to get more rams. Like, the amount of extra wood that Eric is getting is just so big right now. And this is a super wood-intensive push. Archers, horsemen cost wood, and also the ram is very wood-intensive, right? So this is good. I mean, he's destroying one of the production buildings. Double horsemen coming out. I would have liked to have seen spears instead of horsemen here. Like, if the Holy Romans had built some spear units, I think that could have been very good. So here comes the ram moving into the house here. Beasty is on the defense here. Eric is really going pedal to the metal. In terms of horsemen, we do have 8 horsemen right now against 19 archers, and I believe a couple scouts and Holy Roman horsemen as well. The outpost is also here, so that will give a little bit of supporting fire, and houses are also being taken down, which does add up. We do not see the Song Dynasty or the Barbecue of the Sun. The Barbecue of the Sun could be kind of helpful, maybe set it up in the middle here, but the ram is going after the houses, which I think is a great call, just to try and supply block the Chinese. And the Chinese can't really pull villagers to deal with this. If they do, the Holy Roman archers are just going to be able to kind of pick them off. He needs to get a critical mass of horsemen and go for a big fight. And did he get any research? He did get the wedge rivets. This gives him ranged armor on his horsemen. So now his horsemen should have 2 armor, which will be mitigating the damage of these archers down to 3 from 5. Another outpost being set up here. So I'm curious if he's going to be garrisoning. Oh, and arrow slits coming as well. The Holy Romans are really getting aggressive here. But he's got to watch out, make sure his rams don't get hit. It looks like Beasty's going to be coming in for the push. He's had enough of these archers and other troops in his base here, and arrow slits finishes just as the attack commences. And I would imagine a couple of them will be jumping into outposts here as the battering rams are being torched. Villagers coming in pretty aggressively. Holy Romans do have a couple of horsemen of their own fighting, and a little bit of scooting and shooting from the archers is getting good picks. But a very, very tense fight. It looks like the Chinese may hold this, but the arrow slits are generating good value. I think a couple archers probably should jump up in the tower. On the big flank, the scouts moving in as well. And the Holy Roman archers are slightly surrounded, and it looks like the other outpost is not going to be finishing, and I think Beasty will overall hold this. However, he did take some damage in the process. He lost a couple houses, was slowed down a little bit, but the Holy Romans, are on one base and the Chinese are on two bases. They're having to rebuild their houses, which is certainly a little bit precarious, but overall, good response there from Beasty. He was able to get the horsemen and hold. And now what is the response going to be for the Holy Romans? Are they going to come back for round two? It looks like they are setting up a farm economy. I mean, they did get a lot of lumber during that whole exchange from their Aachen lumber economy. But this is going to be very tough for the HRE to come back from. I mean, China's now booming on two bases, HRE's on one base, and they're probably going to try and go castle, but getting Regnets online is going to be very, very tough. Like, there's going to be 13 horsemen running around the map, and anytime Holy Romans move out of the base, it's going to be tough. They're going to get pinned in place. And Tanvir asks, Turin, how are you? I'm doing great, man. I hope you're doing well also. We're having a great time casting this tournament. So, the farm economy is coming online for the Holy Romans. Are they going to have to stonewall off and just turtle and try and push out? I mean, against China, that doesn't seem like a recipe for success. Probably going to be a tough comeback here. Granted, he's still producing military. It looks like Beasty's going to be pushing in with his cavalry here. There's a decent defense force. We have a couple horsemen as well, some archers as well in the TC, so might be able to kind of fend off the horsemen. The horsemen with their ranged armor upgrades, quite resilient here. And now Eric going to be pulling these bad boys back as he does jump on the gold and is going to be setting up a deer operation. This is a good spot. Aachen Chapel is hitting this, so the deer that are harvested here will be giving him, nice little food boom. Now, is he going to be walling the flanks? Against horsemen, I might actually mine a little bit of stone, just a little bit. And in the front, Beasty is going to be walling off. He's just going full greedy China right now. He's just going to be getting walls. He's going to be booming on two TCs. I wouldn't even be surprised to see the Song Dynasty come up soon. But, decent devastation here by the Holy Romans, taking out 3 or 4 houses as well as a stable. Not bad. It's like 500, 600, 700 wood that did kind of get taken away. But the Holy Roman Vanguard certainly was punished pretty badly. Here comes a mill being set up by the deer camp here. At the very least, he does have the deer camp to fall back on, and now has a decently sustainable farm economy. In terms of the score, it's not that huge of a difference. Granted, the villager count is going to be different. So Eric's sitting at 42 right now. Beasty, I don't think lost too many villagers there. He's at 51. So he lost, I think, like 3 or 4 villagers during that raid overall. It wasn't terribly substantial. And I really do like the fact that he's walling up. I've noticed that in a lot of high-level play, a lot of people are just kind of greedy. They don't really wall up, and they get punished pretty bad for it. And I understand that. If you're trying to min-max a build, it makes sense, right? You want to put your lumber towards more effective things on the map, like combat and infrastructure instead of walls. But I do think in this case, it's good. It's a good call, especially if you're just going to be going full greed. Here comes the astronomical clock tower. So no Song Dynasty, actually. Rather, going to be going for fast castle age, which will allow him to get the Nest of Bees, Springalds, Palace Guard, all that sort of good stuff. But it looks like he's going to be going for Lancers. So I have to admit, I would have a full chub. If we got to see the Fire Lancers in effect. You're saying, Turin, maybe they have better luck with China than you had. Oh, it wasn't luck. These guys are like top tier players, like best of the best. So clearly they're going to make things work. Clearly they're going to make things work. So Holy Romans are walling off also, which I really like. Granted, the Chinese could just break through the walls pretty quickly with 13 horsemen, but I also like that Eric is still being active on the map. He's not just kind of sitting back and doing nothing and just letting the Chinese relax. He's forcing a little bit of micro out of Beasty, which, even though players like them, like Beasty, for example, have insane micro and APMs and things like that, it still is good to tax them every now and then and make them kind of work for that money there. So yeah, it is all good. Walls being set up at the front. Holy Roman archers chilling back here. We have a barracks coming up. And the Holy Roman farm economy is partially online. Let's look at the income per minute. Holy Roman's not that far behind on food, actually. 960, a little bit behind on gold, but they are inspired here. But China does have the extra villagers, which can help compensate. Plus the 20% from the Imperial official really can do some good work. And this official, a little bit of a misplay here, is still supervising the blacksmith instead of switching on over to the mill, which is getting the wheelbarrow now as well. But I'm sure Beasty will see this eventually and will switch on over to this. So horsemen still chasing around the map. Holy Roman horsemen kind of fanning out. One of the horsemen there are going to be getting lanced while the others continue to try and escape. But the Chinese horsemen are quite ferocious. They also have 1-1 upgrades, whereas the Holy Romans do not have any upgrades on their units yet. So China, a little bit of an advantage in many regards, but I do like the tenacity of Eric. A lot of players would have just quit after that. They would have just left the game, right? And just been like, oh, well, my rush failed, it's over. But I really like that he's still fighting on the map. and is not giving up. So at this point, we do see the prelates jumping into the chapel once again, and I think we have a couple of prelates going out of the map to try and grab relics. Eric has reached the castle age with the Regnant's Cathedral, so now this is going to be the big point for Beasty. If Beasty really wants to effectively shut the Holy Romans out of this game, what needs to happen is he needs to deny the relics, although he might just go for the kill. With Lancers and aggression, there are a couple archers here that can put some pot shots in, but they can just break through those walls with brute force, and it looks like more and more Lancers are going to be coming out. Yeah, the big heavy Chinese cavalry, pretty cool looking units actually. Holy Roman Horsemen still out and about. Looks like there is going to be one relic from the Regnants, although he might get these two down here. I think Beasty's a little bit occupied chasing this one Haggard Horseman, that it is allowing the Holy Romans to get the triple relic. Oh my god, that is so good. And that is exactly what he needs to get back in the game. Because currently he's quite behind on gold. For the most part, Beasty is killing him on most primaries, but here comes the Horseman. I think they know something's up down here. It looks like they're moving in. Oh man, you better hustle, bald man. He's going, oh wait, this guy's got a hood on. We can't tell if he's bald, but he's trying his best. So we have 2 relics secured. The third one is coming. The Chinese are hustling down here. Will the Holy Roman Spearman be able to save Friar Tuck? He is moving back towards the base. Oh my god, this is a tense moment. Oh, is he gonna make it? I think he sacrificed his Spearman, 100%. 100%. Oh my god, is he gonna make it? Beasty is not, he does not want this to happen. The Spearmen need to screen. The Lancers are going for Father Time. Oh no, he's not gonna make it. Oh, dude, that was like Willem Dafoe in Platoon. Just like the dramatic, like throwing up the arms as the Lancers take you down. Nonetheless, might be able to get this relic still. Although they might just get through the base here and just like start killing stuff. Yeah, because I don't think we see stone walls or anything. I think it's all wooden palisades. So the base is very flimsy. Regnants does have 2 relics here. If the Holy Romans manage to get that somehow, that could be quite strong. And here we do have the Palace of Swabia. Wow, fast Imperial here. That's going to be super quick. I mean, does he have the infrastructure to support this, though? Basically just making spearmen, which, are they even veteran yet? Okay, the spearmen are not veterans. Wow, are they just like Dark Age spearmen? No, they're not. They're hardened. Okay. So they're not Castle Age spears yet. I would imagine that'll be coming soon. China with a fair amount of cavalry. And I would imagine China's going to get relics of their own. Yeah, so they have monks out on the map taking some, but the Holy Romans are probably happy after their rush failed to even have 2 relics in the cathedral. And now he actually has surpassed China in terms of the gold income, which is very, very strong. So, a bunch of Lancers coming out. We got 6 heavy Lancers. The Palace of Swabia is done. I would imagine he's maybe going to garrison here, but we do have Imperial Age HRE. So, very, very resilient play from Eric here. This has been a great game so far. So refreshing to have a non-Rus Mongol match. Yeah, really enjoy that quite a bit. So, is he going to push out? I don't think he's quite ready. He's probably going to need more stuff. What upgrades is he going to be getting? It looks like the mace upgrade is coming in, so he's going to be planning for a man-at-arms transition, although he hasn't even upgraded his men-at-arms to the feudal age tech yet. So, it's going to be quite some time before those bad boys are effective. And it looks like we got a fight on our hands because Swabia is such a cool landmark. Essentially, this landmark, it's an imperial landmark for the Holy Romans. It costs less than most landmarks, so you can actually tech faster than other civs. It produces workers 75% faster and 75% cheaper. So they only cost 12 food. And this is really good. It's a great comeback mechanic because it allows the Holy Roman Empire to catch up to you in terms of eco. So, Siege Workshop and Men-at-Arms probably going to be the tail of the tape as he is getting the elite boys on the way. So the Men-at-Arms are being researched. There's a Chinese scout here on this side. Sacred Site's being taken by the Chinese as well. Very, very good. And China's probably killing it on villagers pretty hard. Eric up to 65 despite some of the pressure. And China's at 85, so really not that much of a difference. And, you know, HRE villagers do count for a little bit more because of the Aachen Chapel. He's setting up farms very, very effectively here. And honestly, his army's starting to look decent. Although, here comes the Chinese harass, which I was wondering when it would come. The Lancers and Horsemen going to be moving in, while all of these sacred sites are taken by the Chinese here in the middle of the map. And the first raid is underway. I wonder if the Holy Romans will respond to this quickly. They do have the Palace of Swabia to garrison in, and it looks like they are going to be garrisoning while the Spearmen move forward. They're hardened Spearmen now, so they're extra hard. Not the next ones, yeah, so they're not veteran yet. It's just going to be elite men-at-arms, which are very good. Elite men-at-arms for HRE can actually fight horsemen pretty well, because the maces give them bonus versus heavy, so they get a bonus versus the lancers and things like that. So, more Chinese harass, quite strong for sure. I would almost like to say, like, build some stone walls for HRE, like, trade a little bit of gold. Let's look at his banked gold right now. Yeah, I guess he's spending it very effectively, so he doesn't really have the time. But yeah, trade for a little bit of stone and just wall the shit off. That relic actually was taken, so Beasty did get a monk to come down there and take that wall during all that action. Beautiful play right there. And you'll notice something else about Beasty's deployment. If you look up in the north, he actually has a scout here. He's got a scout here, and he has a scout here. He's got a full, like, trade embargo here on the Holy Roman base. And wherever they come out, he's going to see it right away. But, you know, considering the bad, not bad start, but the rush that failed from Eric, I would say that is pretty damn good for the Holy Romans to still be in this game right now and be within 300 points of the Chinese. I mean, that is a huge accomplishment for sure. We got bombards coming out for the Holy Romans. For the Chinese who are still in the Castle Age, are they going to be going up? Oh man, look at him. He was sitting on like 4,000 food right there. So Beasty sells a ton of food and now is going to be going to the Imperial Age himself. And China can go Imperial Age super quick. He also has 2 sacred sites out of the map. I think Holy Romans are going to have to march to war soon. We got elite men-at-arms, 1 bombard cannon, a bunch of archers who are just basic, and a couple soft spearmen. Very, very limp soft spearmen. So we will see. And correct, somebody in chat was asking about the repeating civs, and they cannot play civs again. So whatever you guys see here, this will be the only time that they play it here in the best of 5 series. So the Holy Romans moving out, they got the elite men-at-arms. Certainly pushing China off the middle here would be huge, and I think that's going to be a big deciding factor here. If they can kill the barbecue of the sun, deny China this gold, I mean, force China back into the base. But something that is a very veteran play is a lot of people will take the gold in their base first, but I like that Beasty is being aggressive here and taking the gold out on the middle, because then if he loses the middle, he's already gotten some of the gold off this node and he can fall back. So Nesta Bees is here, and honestly, Beasty's army looking pretty good. All sacred sites have been taken as well, and the Holy Romans really on the back foot here, as the Knights are going to be surging in. Will they turn and fight? The men-at-arms fanning out, but they're going to need to deal with the Nesta Bees. The bombard cannon needs to turn and shoot those things down. It's not firing quite yet. It will be set up in a moment, and boom, 1 shot on the clock tower Nesta Bees. The second shot should be able to get it. The archers are being noosed, but again, they're just basically chaff units. 1 Nesta Bees does go down. The bombard cannon being chased by horsemen. The HRE men-at-arms trading very well though in the front line, enduring, but the lancers are also quite numerous and are able to get a good concave, and Beasty has a great economy, pumping out Springalds, Nesta Bees, and this is really going to be putting the Holy Romans on the back foot here if they do lose this fight. So the Lan's Neck moving out as well, a little bit of AoE damage. A second bombard cannon coming out for the Holy Romans. There it is, and will it be shooting? Nope, going to be sitting here. But China's quite happy for these trades, because I would imagine they're going to be going elite soon. More Lancers are coming out. Yeah, more and more Lancers. He also has 4 Springalds, so like now the bombard advantage is pretty much going to be non-existent. Like the Holy Roman bombards are just going to get picked off here. Yeah, I think we got 5 clock tower Springalds here. Very, very scary for sure. Yeah, Nesta Bees killed a couple archers, that's it. Nesta Bees sadly aren't as good as the alternative here. Moving into the Barbican of the Sun, which has 5,000 HP, very, very chunky. And China, I think, is in such a commanding position. Look at this, the Great Wall of China is being built! Yes! He's walling off everything, I love it! That's going to make it so much harder for the Holy Romans, because Holy Romans will have to just kind of push in and fight in the middle now. And the Chinese are just going to be cackling, bathing in gold. Looking at the income per minute right now, Beasty is sitting at 2,000 gold a minute. The Holy Romans are basically only getting gold from the Regnant's Cathedral. Granted, their food is very good as well. They have a beautiful farm economy here in the base, but I think it's going to be too much, man. I think China just has too much map control. They have the relics, they have the sacred sites. It has been a very, very scrappy game. But again, huge props to Eric for sure for scrapping despite losing that rush. Most people will just give up, but he did a good job staying in the game for a long period of time. But I think China has really overtaken the map now. They're getting all the sacred sites. They're supervising everything where they need to supervise. No dynasty play though, really. Triple relics. We have tithe barns. We do not have tithe barns. And yeah, look at this, man. The Nesta Bees plus the Springalds just getting a ton of picks. Springalds aren't what they used to be. They don't just like auto-delete armies anymore, but oh no, Beasty, don't let this artillery die. The Holy Romans getting in there, and a couple artillery pieces are getting torched down. A slight misplay. The Nesta Bees here looks like it's going to be surviving, but now we have the Battle of the Bastards 2.0 as the Holy Roman soldiers are surrounded. I think that's probably going to be a GG called soon. I don't see Eric having too many tools to get back in this. His boys are fighting pretty hard here, but nonetheless, this is just an absolute massacre. Military supply here for the Chinese, going to be sitting at 50. Holy Roman's probably sub 30, I would imagine. 16, yeah. Brutal stuff. And there it goes. China with the victory there in that engagement once again, still maintaining most of their artillery. Maybe it was a little bit of a bait to try and get the Holy Romans to come in and go after those bad boys. Eric pulling back, the Empire trying their best to endure. They do have 1 bombard cannon, but the Chinese Springalds should be able to pop them down no problem. The haggard Great Wall of the Empire is here, but China is going to be able to torch through that really, really quickly. Oh my god, is he pulling villagers? He's got 28 villagers right here. Oh my god, he's going to be building a keep in the front of the Holy Roman base. What a Chad move here by Beasty. And it looks like they're going to cancel it, maybe, and set it up here instead, which I think might be a little bit stronger, but nonetheless, we'll see. It looks like he's trying to destroy the gatehouse. But the keep is coming up. Springalds have the low ground, so they can't quite get that bombard cannon. But the Holy Romans are on the back foot. They have been for quite some time, and now that is going to be the end of the road, as there is going to be a Chinese keep being built in the base, and that is going to be game 1 of the Grand Finals going to Beasty. GG. Very well played match by both players. These guys have a very, very good dynamic together. That was a very fun match to watch. Holy Roman's getting put on the back foot, and then pulling back. I thought that was very, very fun to see. So let's go ahead and take a look at the score and some of the breakdowns here. We can see that the Holy Romans actually, when they got their Imperial timing, almost equalized the score. Very, very solid. Now, in terms of statistics, let's take a look at the economy here. China just crushed it on most resources, although not bad. The Holy Romans hit wood pretty hard early, so that's why they had their lead there. But overall, great game. GG, well played. And now we're on to game 2. So let's go and see what they do. Let's jump on back. And yeah, there we go. The forward keep of the gods. I know. The whole map was walled off. China has come to inspect and judge the HRU wall. Yeah, they have. Yeah, that was fun. It was a good match. It was a good match. The Holy Romans got aggressive. I have to think that if the Holy Romans didn't rush and not all in, but if they didn't really have that aggressive timing with the battering rams, I almost think they could have had some great tools there. Yeah. They almost could have had some great tools. So, hold on, guys. Just putting on a little business here. I don't think we had the Song Dynasty, yeah. I don't think we had the Song Dynasty there. We did not. So we'll be loading into the second match here in a second. We'll see what their picks are. The map for game 2, let's go ahead and pull that up, is going to be, what do we got? Hillendale, French Pass. Oh, a French Pass. Okay, this could be a wild one. You know what? I think we're going to be seeing Beasty play the Holy Roman Empire on this map, or the Rus. I would wager he's going to play Rus or HRE. They're both very, very good on this map. Mongols are also good too. They can get some really disgusting trade routes on this map. So there's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do. Yeah, Eric played really well. I mean, he had a very aggressive early timing against a Chinese boom. And the early timing failed. Therefore, the Chinese boom is going to be securing a huge advantage, right? But he still stayed in the game well. And had a couple moments where it looked like he might be able to kind of scrap back. Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was really good. This game is very streamable. I agree. It's very fun to watch. I really enjoy watching this game. Every night when I finish streaming, I'll jump on before bed and I'll watch who usually streams really late at night? Usually it's Trump SC. Yeah, I watch him stream for a while. He's always fun to watch. Him and I have met on ladder many a times, which is fun. The Chinese is still better? No, not at all, bro. Come on, man. Oh, come on. I think if I just played 3 meta civs and just mastered them, I think the highest I could get would be 1550 or 1600. That would be my guess if I only grinded meta civs and just ironed out those strategies. But that's it. Maybe 1500, 1550. Probably 1550 to 1600, yeah. I'll try someday. We'll do some sweaty times. Once some of the bouncing patches come out and things like that, I'll give it a try. Because I really don't enjoy spamming horse archers and playing Mongols. So that's always going to hold me back in terms of climbing ladder. Why didn't he make crossbows Turin for the Lancers? I think he was gold starved a little bit. I mean, he had two Regnitz cathedrals and a little bit of gold, but I think he was spending, he was trying to upgrade everything, right? He got Imperial. He had to spend 700 for Elite Men at Arms. He had to spend a ton of gold on research. So I don't think he had the gold to build crossbows and men. So I think that was why we didn't see those. Yeah. Hey, Fallout Boy, thank you for the kind words. Yeah. But that would be my 2 cents. That would be my 2 cents. The early rush was rough, but I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it for sure. All right, so let's see if they're in the next match yet. And where are these mighty champions? They're in lobby, so we're just going to hang tight here and wait for them to fire this up. Abbasid can do some good trading as well, but the problem is Abbasid trade doesn't really kick in to be super effective until the Imperial Age. Because Abbasid have an upgrade at the House of Wisdom in the trade wing called the Grand Bazaar, which allows them to bring back 2 resources instead of 1. Which is crazy strong, but the problem is Mongols can double produce traders, and they can also do it in the feudal age, right? So they can take an advantage from it early, whereas Abbasid, it's not really cost effective to do it until the late game in my experience. Can you please announce the next battle Bruce Buffer style? Oh man, how does he do it again? Hold on, let me think about. Oh man, I'm trying to remember Bruce Buffer. Did you know Bruce Buffer's brother is also a boxing announcer? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The almighty Meese, hey Turn, long time no watch, good to be back. How are the hands? Doing good, doing good. Doing good. Yeah, I think if HRE had just gone for relics and standard tech there, they would have been fine. It would have been a much closer game. Yeah. Oh, Bruce Buffer. Yeah, he goes, introducing first. Fighting out of the... Yeah. Okay, I remember now. I'll practice that and I'll do it for you on another stream. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing first, spawning on the west side of the map, it's gonna be Beasty Cutie. Oh, but he does the it's time also. It's time. Yeah, I gotta practice that though. I'll see what I can do. And now, yeah, I got it. Okay. Beasty Cutie versus Eric, Mongol mirror match. Let's get this party started. Let's have some fun. Although, you know what, I'm happy that this is a Mongol mirror match because they deserve each other. It's gonna be perfectly even. We don't have to feel bad that the poor Abbasid are being bullied by the Mongols once again. It's just going to be, you know, a big fair match. And what's also really good about this is we're getting the Mongols out of the way very quickly. Therefore, the rest of the series we can enjoy with other civs, which I think is great. This is perfect. Turin, you sound like a boxing commentator. I would love to do it, man. You know, someday I'm gonna like put together like a Haggard demo reel and like see if I can like get the attention of like the UFC or something. That would be like a dream job. If I could do UFC commentary, dude, sign me up. And now it's like Rip Torn. Oh my god. Yeah. Hey, you know, at least the Mongols are facing each other, and at least the rest of the series we're not gonna have to deal with this. This is a win. This is a win. All right, so pretty good location. This is great for Beasty right here because he was able to move his TC right next to his gold vein. And same thing going down here. Both players pretty much had very fortunate spawns. And since I spawned into the game a little bit late, we can actually fast forward and catch up a little bit to make sure we are in sync with the players. And I wonder if we're going to be seeing Silver Tree. Silver Tree is very good on this map, but again, it could be punished pretty badly by like early Mangudai. Mangudai could be a thing. It's a very big map, certainly a lot of angles for harassment. And I would actually be quite excited to see Silver Tree play. Like Yam, Deer Stones versus Silver Tree. I would really like to see that because that would make for like a very defensive posture against like an aggressive Yam network. Yeah. Beasty is very good at Delhi. Yeah, I've seen him play Delhi quite a bit. He wins most of his games with them, and I think he plays them mostly on the hybrid maps, of course. Yeah, the dreaded Delhi, the dreaded Mongol mirror match. I know, we love it. We will not see a single wall. That's true, although. Yeah, so in Age of Empires 4, you can't wall with buildings. I know that in the previous Age of Empires titles, you were able to wall with the houses, right? So you could use houses to wall. And I have to admit, when I first started playing Age of Empires 4 in the beta, I did try and do that myself, only to my eternal dismay of seeing the Mista run through them with like 100 men-at-arms. I was like, oh, well, I guess that wall off didn't work. Good times, good times. So yeah, pretty standard opening here. We do have 10 villagers here in total. We have 8 on food, 2 on gold, and 2 on wood here. And down here, we got what appears to be 4 on gold, as well as 8 on food. So it looks like the red Mongols in the south by Eric are going to be going for a little bit more of a gold-heavy build, probably trying to tech slightly faster. And I do think Eric will be building his landmark first. And it is going to be the Silver Tree. Okay. So we're going to be getting that fat Mongol trade. And up here, we have the Deer Stone. So, okay, at least there is going to be some very, very dynamic play in terms of playstyles with landmarks. So we have the Deer Stones, which will be unlocking the Yam network. Therefore, Beasty is going to be getting aggressive. Whereas over here, we're going to be getting the Silver Tree and more of a defensive posture, trying to get that trade network going, which is crazy good. Because on this map, you have a trade post in each corner. So going up here, up here, up here, and down here. And essentially what you can do is you can go to the Silver Tree, place it next to your OVO. You can then use your stone to double produce traders, at which point the traders will run to the corner. Then you pack up the Silver Tree, move it to the opposite side of the trade post, and you just get like 1,000,000 gold. 1,000,000 gold. So yeah, it's very, very strong for sure. Now, in terms of other dynamics, we do have a Gare being built here. Probably going to be using that to move up the lumber. As you cut into the forest, you want to build that a little bit closer so you can get more efficient drop-offs. And the Silver Tree is almost done. Yes, it is. I'm going to be getting a stable as well. Okay, I'm wondering if there's going to be horsemen behind this. I think that's a really good idea. Like horsemen to preemptively counter pressure and to also put pressure on Beasty. Because if Beasty is busy dealing with horseman harass and thinking that he's like, okay, I'm dealing with the horseman harass is failing. I can just chill in my base and macro. And if there's trade behind this for Eric, that is going to be crazy, crazy strong. Yeah, super strong. So, Silver Tree is here. We got about 4,700 done there, and the landmark is going to be finishing for Beastie slightly slower, but it doesn't matter too much in terms of income per minute. Pretty even across the board. At this point, there's not really too much to look at. You know what you don't really see terribly often is the Mongols go for Grand Theft Venison. I feel like they don't really bother with that too much. Although maybe we'll see it this game. We did see the early Gare being set up, so maybe we are going to be seeing that. That could be quite interesting. But I mean, the thing is, if you let the Mongols get a fat, erect trading network and they're just like cackling and bathing in trade and spices and, you know, other good stuff like that, it's going to be pretty much game blouses. Yeah, so we got the first traders coming out, so you can double produce them if you're within the influence of the OVO here. And we do have the traders now popping out. We got 2 of them hustling across the map. And here we have the glorious Khans rubbing their sausages together. We're going to be seeing, the Khan of Eric is a little bit lower. I wonder how persistent Beasty is going to be. Is he actually going to chase his Khan to the ends of the earth and try and kill him? He might be able to. I mean, yeah, they do what? 4 damage a pop? Oh my god, that would be so troll to lose your Khan like this. So, Beasty's scout has spotted this. He sees a barracks, he sees a stable. We do have double horsemen coming out. Now, what is Beasty doing in terms of infrastructure? He's got double scouts coming out. So, it looks like Beasty is going to be going for Grand Theft Venison? Is he going to be going for professional scouts? He is! Okay, so I haven't seen Mongols do this in quite some time. Usually they're so busy tower rushing and just cackling at your expense, but there actually is going to be expert scouts against the trade posts. So we do have the traders coming out, and the double horsemen have arrived. Horsemen are faster than scouts. Scouts have 1.62 speed. I think horsemen are 1.66 or no, 1.88. So they are faster. I think they're faster than the Khan too. So the Khan theoretically here could be doomed if they just keep chasing, especially if we do get the signal arrow. But the Khan does use the movement buff on himself and his nearby scouts. But the horseman might be able to get the kill, which is going to be huge for map control here early. So the Mongolian duel is at hand. See, I'm actually having fun with this. Now that Mongols are playing each other, it feels like a fun, engaging matchup where both players have equal tools. And the Khan for Beasty does fall. Very nice pick there. And now the trade is online. The silver tree has not been moved yet. We only have 2 traders out. Looks like he's spending quite a bit of his stone to maybe double produce like spearmen and horsemen, although we haven't seen the double. Yeah, why are we not seeing another one yet? I would imagine that's going to be coming soon. But the horseman harass of Eric is pouring across the map. So here they come. Going to be looking to get into the cookie jar. And here the outpost has been set up. So this is good. Otherwise, like with the horseman advantage and the Khan advantage, he could lose his position and his OVO could get torched. I like the response from Beasty. I think it's very proportionate that he was able to pull a ton of villagers and set up that outpost before things got a little bit too crazy here. So here's the outpost. Will he garrison it with villagers? I don't think so. Probably will garrison it with his own horsemen. So the OVO is being attacked. A couple arrow shots going into the horseman here. And now I think Eric will continue to just harry and harass. Because again, he doesn't really care about actually like, finishing the job here. He basically just wants to contain Beasty while his trade accumulates a pretty big advantage. Now, he hasn't optimized his trade route yet. I think that's because the silver tree wants to produce more traders near the OVO first. And look at this. We actually have some spearmen being moved in as well. Yeah, we got what garrison here? Arrow slits is being researched for Beasty. He's got 2 horsemen in there. And the YAM network, of course, is partially online. We do have the 2 kind of YAM influences here in a defensive position. And the Mongols for Eric are getting aggressive. They're actually moving in. Eric actually not mining any gold right now. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no, he's all on food and lumber. He's getting really aggressive. I mean, he is getting a fair amount of gold from his trade, which may help him get to the castle age. We're still not seeing the traders being double produced, though, which is very, very strange. I feel like he should. But spearmen are moving up, and on the other side, we do have scouts kind of scouting. Expert scouts from Beasty. He's bringing in all the bacon, so the boys are bringing it back. I think some of them are girls as well. And they're bringing the old deer back to the base, which is going to give him a pretty big food spike. Food is pretty even right now, but again, the sheep will run out. And do we have more traders being produced? No, only the 2 traders right now. Very, very heavy aggression. The scout is being hunted down by horsemen, and now he's going to be diving. Okay, he's got the spearmen here as well, but scouts are being pulled, and we do have a villager as well. The Khan has risen, so the Khan is now here for Beasty. Should be able to come back out and get into glorious combat. And the one scout here is being surrounded and circle beat, and looks like it's going to be finished. And we do have castle age opportunities here for Beasty. So the step readout's going to be coming up, and I feel like Eric should have just been trading more and more. Like, he could be so ahead right now. Let's look at his banked resources. I mean, yeah. This is not looking good for your boy Eric, because currently Beasty is just going to be sitting on Castle Age, and Eric's going to be here in the Potato Age. It's just doing good eco damage, mind you, and certainly causing some disruption, but taking some losses in the process. So these are going to be mostly scouts jumping out, so one of the scouts might fall, but yeah, Beasty's going to be Castle very soon. Step readout will kick in, and he's going to have a huge gold advantage. Now, are we seeing more traders? We're finally seeing traders being produced, yeah. So they're going to be coming. The harass has been good, though. I mean, he was able to get the tower down, and also I think the Gare did fall. I think next, if you can shut down the OVO, that'll be very strong, because that will actually keep the blue Mongols of Beasty from getting the improved siege engineering and some of the other things that Mongols really like to get. So Barracks coming up. OVO most likely going to be torched down. I don't think you see that bad boy surviving here. The trade is still popping off. Are more traders coming? They are, and now they're bringing back a fair amount of gold, and it looks like there's going to be a Castle Age rush by Eric now. He does have the double pasture set up too, so his food economy should be somewhat sustainable. And now it looks like there's going to be an outpost attempt, so the outpost is trying to set up here, but there's going to be some eco damage for Beasty here. He's going to be losing some villagers in the process. Let's take a look at the eco here. So for Beasty, he's got 29 villagers, and looking at Eric, he's currently sitting at 39, so pretty substantial economic lead for your boy Eric here. as the old aggression with the spears and other tools here continue to do good work. Now, I really would like to see him try and finish this OVO. Like, even commit and lose some units, because these are just scouts. I mean, they're not, like, strong units. And it looks like the OVO probably will be falling here. Beasty's actually coming in for the repair. He knows how important this is, but Eric did get the resources for lighting it on fire, and more villagers are going to be going down here, most likely. These two are very low, but it looks like they're just barely getting away, but so much eco damage! Beasty is taking such losses here to Eric's horsemen and spears. Oh man, that's going to be tough to come back from. Yeah, he's Castle Age, but he just lost a ton of villagers trying to save that OVO. And the problem is he repaired it. It's going to get lit on fire again, and it's probably going to give the resources again if he's able to get it. So we do have spearmen here. Spearmen should be able to push back these lancers to an extent. And the OVO is being torched once again. And behind this, Eric is trading pretty well. Although he's taking a more conservative trade route. He's not like doing the long distance trading. And look at that. The big lancers are actually taken out by the spears. Man, Eric is in a very commanding position right now. And I would imagine his Castle Age will come up soon, and more villagers are going to be paying the iron price as they move forward. And did he light it on fire again? It's a little bit hard to tell. One more villager goes down. Lancer falling back. More villagers being pulled. Dude, he really wants to keep this. I feel like just building a new one over here would be better. Yeah, but the villagers here are finally going to be stabilizing that. I think that Eric is going to have to pull back. So now Beasty really needs to take advantage of his Castle Age. He really needs to, because Beasty does have the big lancers, right? Whereas Castle Age is still on the horizon here. Eric going super eco, just getting a bunch of pastures set up. And is Castle Age on the horizon for him? I mean, he's got pretty good gold, but his food is a little bit lacking. You can see in response, he sets up a bunch of pastures to try and deal with that. He could also just sell. He's got the market, so he could just buy his way to the Castle Age, which honestly probably would be a good idea. Wow, is he going to be continuing to pressure this? That is wild. I feel like the Lancers are going to be able to push him back eventually. So, taking a look at the eco after that very wild fight. 46 villagers here for Eric, and for Beasty Cutie, he's rocking 24. Double villager count, plus trade. Brutal. And on the other side, Eric did tower the gold mine. Oh my god, what a sneaky play, dude. Yeah, see, this is actually fun. When you have like two Mongol players battling, it's like a fun experience, because it's like it's fair, right? It feels great. Oh my god, what a troll little tower here in the back. And he did get the double burn on the OVO, so that basically gave him a ton of resources, and the pastures are set up. Beasty is so behind on eco right now. The Grand Theft Venison did give him a little bit of a food lead, but I mean, unless Eric really throws somehow, or like makes some huge like military blunder, or lets a big harass into his base, man, that's going to be really tough for him to come back. So here comes the Silver Tree, still popping these traders out. There are quite a few, and now the Yam networks are being set up here. And basically, if you're going for a Silver Tree, you want to set up outposts, because if the enemy raids you with cavalry, you can actually hide the traders inside the outposts to defend them. The Kurultai. Whoa, okay, this is cool, because the Silver Tree is going to be giving him such a gold advantage. He's going to go Kurultai. Now, you can pack up this mobile home here, and it will give 25% damage to nearby units, as well as healing. So you move this with your army as you pressure your opponent, and you can get some really gross value. Now, the Mongols of Cutie going to be putting pedal to the metal, which I think is a good play. He needs to get some value here to get back in the game. Otherwise, if Eric is allowed to continue on his current trajectory, I don't see much of a chance for your boy Beasty. And yeah, Lancers will be quite good. I mean, but Spearmen, like hardened Spearmen can deal with them for sure. I mean, it depends on how many Lancers we're talking about, but yeah, I think like a couple can do the trick, especially backed up by the Kurultai. So he is making the old trade line. The Yam networks are buffing these guys. Yeah, so Yam already buffs traders and cavalry, but if you get the upgrade here, which is unlocked by Deerstones normally, it will buff infantry and pretty much everything else, which is really cool. So Castle Age has been reached. The Kurultai is here. And Castle Age is upon us. Now, looking at the income per minute, let's look at that, and certainly a good evaluation of things. Eric is pretty much crushing it on the food, but in terms of gold, Beasty's doing well. But that's because he built the step redoubt, so he is going to be able to produce pretty good units. He's got the prayer tent up, and the prayer tent is going to be grabbing relics. If Beasty were able to come back from this, that would just be some God tier play for sure. So, Spears grinding down, Lancers going down, but the Spearmen also getting a little bit worn down. But honestly, a pretty good trade here for the old Spearmen, although they are running a little bit thin on numbers. I would imagine that there will be Lancers coming out for the Red Mongols as well, as the Spearman does kind of move back into the base. And oh, don't lose the Khan! Khan's a little bit beat up. Khan! He is back. And now I think the Lancers and Spearmen should be able to do the trick. The Kurultai is actually nearby, so he could use that if he wants to. But Beasty is going to be probably trying to take out as many traders as possible. He's now going to see the full extent of this empire here. And look at that. Very good play. Oh, he doesn't get the trader. It lives. The one that got away. The Lancers are hot on their tail. And look at that. Great micro by Eric. He hides the traders in the outpost. This is exactly what we talked about. And then you just pull them back later and you live your best life. And the Yam network is operational here for the Red Mongols. Nice one right there. He does take out one of the traders, but the Blue Mongols are not going to be getting that. So score is pretty even at this point. Although, again, you can't really take the score into account for the Mongols because it does get affected every time you pack up a building. It's a little bit buggy. And it looks like it's going to be barracks and cavalry. So it's going to be spearmen backed up by lancers. And I think Eric is going to be getting aggressive here soon, I would imagine. Beasty's doing a good job grabbing relics on the map, I think. Yeah, he does already have monks out to grab relics. I don't think Eric is really doing that either. And now the Kurultai is moving out, and he's chasing the Mongolian forces all the way into the sunset here. Might be able to get this one, only 20 HP on this boy. And the Spearman unit able to poke that big Lancer and do a little bit of damage, but Beasty is going to go pedal to the metal on like that hardcore RTS micro right now. He's probably going to grab his Lancers and try and disrupt the trade routes just nonstop. Eric still not going full greed on the trade though, keeping it like right in his base. Like sometimes you'll see players go down here and just be getting like 100, but that's much harder to protect here. So the Kurultai is moving up and getting aggressive. Interesting, and it's kind of unsupported right now. We do have one Lancer in the base. The Lancer is dragged down there. He did a backflip off his horse when it fell, so that was quite dramatic. And now it is time for the big battle here. The packed tent is chasing down the monk. It's like, give me that shit, man. Give me that relic. He's right on his tail right there. And here another shaman is coming in. So this is like, these are the little plays that Beasty needs to do to get back in the game, right? Are we seeing Mangudai? Oh, are we going to see a Mangudai switch? Okay, I think we're going to. It's going to be a Mangudai army. So basically the Mangudai could potentially kill the Spearmen. Yeah, that's going to be wild. Okay, he's making for a very interesting game. So Eric coming in with the aggression as well, which is good. You know, the best offense is, well, I guess that goes either way. The best defense is a good offense. The best offense is a good defense. But I think for the Mongols, the best defense is a good offense. And here they're coming. They're going to be attacking in, and that will probably force Beasty back. Granted, Beasty is getting a little bit of harass down that way while he grabs all the relics on the map. So right now he's got 2. Here we have the stables packing up and moving near the Ovo. And this Ovo probably going to be torched, and denying the Mongols their Ovo is a huge, huge thing for sure. And the Kurultai is making a huge journey around the map, while Spearmen as well as cavalry are pushing in. But when you see the Mangudai here, I think Eric is going to suddenly be like, damn, I wish I had gone archers instead of spears. Because these Mangudai are going to be able to kind of bully these guys in the open field. And Beasty is just so scrappy, man. Here comes a couple Lancers getting on top of those Spearmen right there, and they get absolutely shreked. Certainly not having a great time. One of them will try and poke there before he goes quietly into the good night. And more theft is going to be taking place. And looking here at the old economy, Beasty's at 40 villagers, and Eric is currently at 61. I mean, Eric has the advantage in many regards. But the Kurultai is on its way. It's going to be providing healing. Spearmen are going to have problems with those Mangudai, though. Mangudai, I don't think they get a bonus versus them, but still, they hit relatively hard. So the Kurultai set up. Oh, man, and a couple Mangudai miss micro there. 2 of them go down. Rough stuff. Don't want to be losing those guys. But back in the base, we do have a harass from Beasty. He does have a Spearman, and the Spearman and Lancer should be able to fend off this harass. And I do think that the decision to keep the silver tree in the base was very smart, because Beasty would be able to really harass it super easily if it was out here. Granted, he is losing a little bit of gold, but overall, I think that was a wise decision. So very, very well played there. And the harass of Beasty is kind of thwarted, but he gets the relic. Dude, Beasty is like, he's a relic bandit. But the Kurultai is providing healing. That is so good. Like healing and a huge damage spike. That is a really, really nice usage of that. So here they come. More and more spears. He's not changing up the army comp. I thought he might switch to archers. He is. Okay, so archery range is coming up. I figured he must. And the pasture economy is so booming. And that's also going to be a big factor as well. Like, Beasty is going to run out of those deer eventually, and his food is going to be, like, terrible. And Eric's food is going to be really consistent. So I think the advantage still lies with Eric this game. Granted, it's very, very close. I mean, Beasty has been doing a good job getting back into it. And also the fact that he's gotten all the relics is quite strong. How many does he have? He's got 3 relics right now. I think a 4th one is coming back to the base, too. Nope, looks like it was hunted down. So outpost being set up for both players. The old Kurultai push is coming. This is like some old school Mongol play. This is something we saw in the earlier days. Granted, I still think step readout is consistently better, but if you have the silver tree trading, I don't think you really need the step readout as much. So I think that's quite good. Outpost being set up here to get the yam network. Obviously, this army is yamless right now, so there's no delicious yam with this army. Although I think, is that one of Beastie's? Yeah, that's actually one of Beastie's. So yeah, they're not going to be having any yam. Mangudai are being built, so it looks like we got 12 Mangudai, even more. We got 14 Mangudai plus the Khan, going to be going and doing some annoying poke to this army here. On the other side, it looks like Eric is torching down the outpost where he can, just trying to slow down the yam networks across the map, which is good. It's basically like if you're playing against Zerg in StarCraft, getting rid of the creep tumors to keep the Zerg from just like teleporting across the map like super crazy. Let's look at the military score as well. Eric does have 36 military. Beasty currently sitting on 22. So, I mean, Eric has an advantage in every regard. The only thing that Beasty might have a little bit of a better time on is going to be, of course, the relics as well as the Mangudai. Because the Mangudai can drag these guys through the mud for sure. And a little bit of historical accuracy here as the heavy slow cavalry are dragged down by the Mongolian horse archers. And yeah, I mean, he might honestly be forced back. Just have to abandon this until he gets his own archers. Because the Mangudai, oh my god, is he going to like lose his whole army? He might have to sacrifice a couple Lancers. That's probably what you would have to do here. The Spears turn around, try and get the con, but Beasty very, very on point with his micro here. And yeah, one Mangudai does fall. Not too much. I think you got to retreat here, though. Like, sacrifice like 2 heavy Lancers to just screen this army out and try and get this force back. Look at the con, though. The con picking off a couple Mangudai of his own. The true veteran con. On the other side, though, oh, Eric has gotten in the base on the other side. We do have 2 Lancers getting into the military, or the eco lines a little bit. But again, Beastie able to defend that pretty well. But yeah, man, the eco advantage for Eric has got to be pretty huge right now. It's got to be pretty huge. So yeah, this Mongol force going to need to pull back. But man, I'm really impressed at how well this veteran Khan is doing. He's just like picking shit off left and right. And are we going to be seeing the archer switch? We are. So look at this. We got a ton of archers sitting in the base who haven't been rallied up. Hopefully Eric will notice those. If they just continue to sit there instead of helping, this could actually be a time for Beastie to get back a little bit. Sacred sites are taken. So yeah, the sacred site taken by Beastie, just kind of scrapping for every ounce of value he can get. Now he's going to be setting up his own pastures to help with his food economy a little bit. But Eric has done some good harass in the base. Again, eco for Beastie is at 45 for your boy Eric. It is at 71. I mean, that is a massive lead. But the army, the Mangudai are really, really making a big difference. Yeah, huge difference. And now we got the Haggard archers moving out, which I don't know if there's even veterans yet. No, they're getting there. They're close. But that entire army just got kind of massacred by the Mangudai, although a couple of the Mangudai do get dragged down by spears. Definitely not having a great time there. Here comes the archers. Should be able to pick off a couple more, so volleys do unleash, and I think they'll be getting veteran in a couple seconds, so that should help. But the Mangudai defense, very, very good. That was beautiful. I mean, he could have potentially lost the game there, right? More Lancers moving about, though. We do have Lancers in the gold line. I mean, look at this. This is great play by Eric. Like, even though he got pushed back there, he's still multitasking super well. He has his Lancers just attacking in, getting villagers, stopping the mining time, and look at this. Just more and more villagers getting tanked. Meanwhile, he is trading so hard in the paint right now. And the Mangudai are going to be coming to raid here, but the archers are nearby, so it shouldn't be like that bad of a raid. Let's see how quickly Eric reacts. He reacts pretty quickly. He is going to lose 2 traders, but that should be it. I think he's going to be spending stone on Spring Alden placement soon. I think that would be smart to try and keep the Mangudai from, pushing in and doing that again. So Mangudai getting hammered there, and I think it's going to be round 2. Here come some Lancers from the high ground. Oh, couch those lances, babies. These Mongols going to be having some problems. Oh, is he going to cut him off? A lot of potential damage here, and I think he's going to go for the con. Did he get the con? The con was able to endure. Oh my god, 11 HP. Brutal stuff, brutal stuff. And the signal arrow is active, giving the speed. The Mangudai are, of course, still kiting back those guys pretty effectively. And the old Kurultai is being chased, so you're going to have to pack that thing up and move it. But the eco damage that Eric did, quite good. Man, scrappy game, dude. These guys are so evenly matched. This is great. Beastie has updated his food economy. He's got a shit ton of pastures now, so I think he's going to be okay. Food per minute is even now. And honestly, he's doing good with the step readout, too. I mean, Eric is not getting that much gold per minute. I mean, it's a little bit deceptive because when the traders come in, you get a big spike in gold. So it's really not, like, super accurate. And it looks like the Kurultai is going to be set up here, and he's going after the boar right now? Interesting. Is he going to be farming that boar? Or do you just kind of feel like hunting for the sport of it there? We'll have to find out. So the army is healing, and it looks like Eric is coming back for old round 2. In terms of upgrades, we do have a ranged upgrade, we have maxed armor upgrades, and 1 melee upgrade for the red Mongols. And for Beastie, does he have any upgrades? Let's look around. He probably does. Yeah, maxed out ranged upgrades for the Mangudai, 1 armor upgrade, ranged armor, and yeah. So Beastie is actually ahead on upgrades as well. And he's going second TC. I love this. This is a great, great comeback mechanic. Because, again, he's so behind economically, and Eric really is getting super aggressive, right? So I think, like, this, you got to take a chance like this, because look at his army size. The army size for Beastie is so much smaller. We got 64 military for Eric, and for Beastie, we do also have, 23. Talk about a huge, huge disadvantage there. So the outpost goes down. In the meantime, the Mongol horde continues to push, and now the advantage of the Mangudais are more or less gone, but we see crossbowmen. Interesting, 13 crossbowmen coming in for Beastie. Crossbowmen do not trade super well with basic archers. The archers do bonus versus light melee infantry, not a bonus versus crossbowmen, which is something a lot of people get wrong, including myself sometimes in commentary. But the Kurultai is going to be set up. This is a great Kurultai spot. That's going to be giving a 20% damage buff, or 25% is it? I can't quite remember. Let's go and take a look. Yeah, it's 25% plus healing. So taking the fight here is super sweet. The outpost is garrisoned. The arrow slits are being researched. It looks like battering rams are being built as well. So the old ramage coming in from Eric here, who continues to trade just like the heathen kings of old. Beastie could run out of gold in his base as well, and he hasn't really expanded out to the middle too much. It's kind of hard to do. The shamans, though, have done a great job getting the relics. He does have 3 relics in the base, and Eric really... I've noticed that Mongol players don't really care about relics as much. Like, other civilizations need them. They're like, I need this to stay in the game, and Mongols are like, I don't need your puny relics. We're just going to Hulk smash everything. So Beastie still, though, despite that kind of humor there, is grabbing the relics pretty well. So the Coral Tie is active. It's eating some of the shots, which is pretty funny. And again, it's going to be giving a big damage buff to this army. We've got the double battering rams moving in, lancers, spears, and basic archers against crossbows and mostly lancers. So the first Ramstein going to be moving in, spearmen popping up here. This is really going to be a micro situation. Like, yeah, this is just all micro here. Army supply for Beasty is up to 36, but Eric still has a much bigger force. Battering rams are getting on the old outpost here. And now Archer shooting into the Mango Die. We should have a Royal Rumble here. So the fight is on. The Coral Tie buffing some of the units, but the range of the Coral Tie isn't super huge. It's relatively small, so you need to kind of be sitting right in the influence of it for the fights. The OVO going down is big, though. That's going to be taking away the double production on several of these buildings and also halting the stone production as well for the Mongol Horde. And honestly, it looks like Eric is winning this fight. His army is just so much bigger than Beastie's. But the crossbows are getting some decent picks here and there. But again, both players are taking losses. Spears turn around, drag down a couple lancers there. Basic archers are being targeted onto the crossbowmen, which is the proper play. Basic archers DPS against lancers is absolute shit. Lancers have 6 armor, and these guys are doing 8 damage. They'll only be taking 2 damage, right? Now he's going for the second TC, which I do like the second TC still. I think that was the right play to try and catch up. Maybe building it away from the attack could have been a little bit better, but building it near the forest and gold is understandable. More villagers are going down. They're being forced to pack up their tents, and honestly, it looks like Eric is really going to be able to just crush through this. I mean, it's going to take a moment, but overall, yeah, he's bringing reinforcements from the other side, probably going to be diving into the lumber line in the back to try and do a little bit of dual-pronged harass. Stables are going down, archery range is going to be paying the price, and also Eric is getting gold from all the destruction. Mongols, of course, when they destroy buildings, do get the goodies. So here comes the archery range. It is going to be paying it, and sheep economy still going pretty hard. Where are these reinforcements going? It looks like they're coming around the top. I actually thought it was going to be like a split push and maybe he would go back here. In the meantime, BC setting up stables to kind of replace his losses. And now Eric does have the opportunity to go Imperial Age. And what is he going to build? Probably going to be building the White Stupa. Although, do we see it? I wish I could like zoom to it somewhere. Yeah, so we have the Coral Tie here. And the White Stupa is right here. So the White Stupa counts as an OVO basically, but it doesn't need to be on a stone outcropping. So it basically covers you. It's better than the Cognate Palace. The palace is cool, but it produces bad units sometimes, and it can be a big bummer for sure. Some more battering rams coming in. Ooh, I like the mango. I think the mangonel is going to be good. Oh, so this is best of 5. I see some of you guys in chat talking about this being, you know, like leading to a game 3, but this is best of 5. It's only the second game, so regardless, there would be a game 3. But the double mango, oh my god, he better be paying attention. He could get blasted here. Oh god, that's going to hurt. Oh my god, his army just got punished so badly, and now they need to pull back. The battering rams are just going to be like moving in, and he needs to get the Coral Tie to heal these units because man, oh man, those mangoes were huge. But we are going to be having Imperial Age Mongols versus Castle Age Mongols. In terms of resources, let's look at the bank resources for Beastie. Beastie is sitting at 800 food and not much gold. So Beastie is not going to be able to go Imperial for quite some time. And I think just retreating and healing here is the proper play. Although the Coral Tie might not make it. Yeah, it looks like right now BC's trying to get a surround on it. Yeah, but the Coral Tie should be able to get back. We'll see. We're going to need to see siege engineering here for Eric's Mongols with spring alts as well. It looks like they're maybe going to be taking the fight here in open field. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty damaged, but they still have so much stuff. But you got to watch out for those mangoes, man. Those things are super nasty. We got a cav flank coming in from Eric, so he's going to be moving up and over the top, looking to get into the back of Beastie's base. He still has the battering rams here as well. And the Coral Tie is going to set up, and this entire army can just kind of pack up and heal. So talk about having a useful landmark right now. After taking so much damage there, that's going to be a super sweet boon. So he needs to move into range of the Coral Tie to make sure he really gets those heals. Beastie with very good awareness. He knows that there would be a little bit of a treachery coming here, so he does intersect with his own forces. But Imperial Age is done, and now I would imagine we're going to be seeing elite upgrades coming in. Yeah, so veteran being done for, I think, horsemen or something, or for spearmen, yeah, it looks like. And yeah, the army's just kind of pulling back and healing. They're scooting and healing. He needs those damn, those spring alts really, really badly. That's going to be a huge win con for him. But honestly, oh my god, the con gets surrounded! The StarCraft micro! Yeah, he's able to jump on that and surround that bad boy. In the meantime, the battering rams, look at this, the rams are just beating down the OVO as it gets rebuilt here. That's so troll. Oh my god, I love it. So the ram accruing a little bit of value, while Beastie also those to grab a sacred site here. So Eric just so massively ahead on score, though. I don't know if he knows how far ahead he is, though. I mean, the score differential is pretty substantial. Income per minute should favor Eric. Food, gold, like in most regards, he's doing better. And yeah, the more and more trading, and now he's moving the silver tree. So the dreaded 29-minute silver tree relocation. This is going to just like absolutely put him like astronomically ahead of Beastie in terms of gold income if he's able to get that trade economy going again. These guys are a little bit buggy. Hopefully he'll notice those. We will see. For Beasty, you know, chilling in his base, trying to catch up at this point. He's packing up his tent city, so he's building his stables and all these and going to be moving to the center of the map, which is smart. Needs to take control of the Sacreds and also get the gold node because he is going to run out of gold in his base. The step readout has almost gotten through this node. There's only 2,000 left, give or take. And Eric is going to see this. So I think this is going to be the new epicenter of combat. I think this is where the players will be doing the mortal combat. The healing is very, very nice. The Kurultai is being left in the shadows, though. A little bit of a mistake. He needs to bring that here because his army's still very damaged. I mean, all these guys can be close to full health right now if he was a little bit more on point with that. But the trading is coming, and now look at this. Oh my god. He's getting 156 gold and 14 and 14 for other resources, which isn't bad either. And right now, Eric is just going to just skyrocket in terms of his economy. But Beasty catches up Imperial-wise, and if he can get better micro-engagements, get those mangonels online, it looks like it's all crossbowmen. Yeah, he's going pure crossbow, pure lancer with mangonels. Are we going to be seeing any siege tech here? We get a blacksmith coming up, and we got horsemen coming out. So it looks like he's not opting to go with artillery. Rather, he's going to be doing a giant Chungus horseman flank backed up by spears. So very, very different army composition. That is quite unique for sure. And the White Stupa, of course, being an OVO, will allow the double production of horsemen. We have a maxed army for Eric, 96 military supply against Beasty, who's currently sitting at 55. I mean, it should be a massive advantage for this Mongol army, despite the fact that they're quite damaged. But the positions, the outposts with emplacements, and the mangonels, the static defenses here could be a difference maker. Now, up on the top of the map, we do have a big raid coming in. One of the dudes here does get hammered, and there is going to be a huge, huge lancer flank. Good play by Eric, for sure. Got to keep him with that dynamic play, and it looks like he's going to be taking a fight right here. Will the Mongols of Beasty be able to hold this push? Lancers are going into the base as well. That is going to be very, very rough. He is fighting in a bit of a choke, though. Big bombardments coming in. He is forced back a little bit as the outpost position is very, very nasty. But here comes the business as the big chunky Lancer is going to be moving into the gold veins there. And if he could just deny Beasty the gold, that's probably going to be game blouses. Massive villager damage being taken. A couple of crossbows doing good damage here, but Beasty is forced back. These villagers are running for the hills. And now looks like your boy Eric here still just kind of mustering a more low-tier army out in the front, trying to keep him off the gold. And, you know, succeeding. The Lancers are also into the villager line, so villagers are just getting cut to pieces right now. The dual-pronged harass. I have to say, watching this game has given me anxiety. I've been like, oh my god, if this was happening to me, I would just be making so many mistakes. But here they come. Mad Lancers all over the place, chasing down the villagers. Huge eco damage. Right now, Beasty is down to 69. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Against 104. So that's a pretty substantial difference. We got a big fight in the middle as well. Looks like the forces of the Red Mongols and Eric are moving in, but the position for Beasty is pretty immaculate. He does have the dreaded quad mangonel up in the high ground, getting a ton of damage, and though the Red Mongols are taking a bit of a hammering here, they still are occupying this force while just mad harass is going on in the base. I mean, these Lancers give no shits. They're cutting through crossbowmen, they're killing villagers. Beasty's economy is in shambles. And the Red Mongols should be able to reproduce pretty quickly. I mean, they have good production infrastructure. You can see a ton of horsemen are being produced out in masses. The trade routes are bringing in, like, the bacon hardcore. And I really think that, I think Eric still got the edge there. Like, the eco damage it did in the base was just disturbing. Like, look at the income per minute. BC has dropped down to 200, 500, 300. I mean, just absolute devastation. And it only cost a couple Lancers, which, of course, will go down in the end, but I think that was very, very cost-effective for him. Now, Beasty might be able to have some good follow-up with his mangonels, but if the mangonels get caught in open field by a bunch of horsemen, that's going to be just really, really rough. So here they come. Horsemen moving in, jumping into the crossbows. Archers following up. More and more horsemen piling in, and the crossbowmen are being just cut to shreds. Of course, the horsemen do have, I believe, a bonus versus these guys. Yes, they do have a bonus versus range units, I think. Oh, the torch profile was out. But yeah, now the mangonels are going to get cut up, and I think this is probably going to be close to the end of the road for Beasty, although I think he'll keep scrapping for sure. He's going to run out of gold in his base very, very soon. You can see this really, really sad gold vein here. Only has 100 gold left. And then his army is going to start being very, very Walmart. It's going to be like archers and other things like that, whereas Eric is just bathing in gold from his trading. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. The crossbowmen are hunted down here. We got more elite horsemen pouring up into the high ground after that Springald here. And yeah, man, that's looking real rough. This whole center position is going to be compromised. All these outposts are going to be taken out. And there you have it. Man, no Springalds. Yeah, he's just using horsemen, which on this map can be done because there's a lot of open field engagements. Whereas if you're on a map like Black Forest or something, you would pretty much have to do Springalds. But yeah, these outposts are going down. That's going to be a ton of free resources for Eric as well. 50 and 50 for food and gold respectively. And now gold is out. Where is Beasty going to be getting his gold? He's going to have to muster some sort of a force here, but I don't see him being able to hold this. Down that goes, and it looks like this outpost here is going to be getting torched pretty well. Yep, it is. And man, what a great scrap this has been this entire game. We got more networks being set up on the other side by Beasty, and now he is bringing the old step read out over to the middle of the map. Going to be trying to force his way into the middle. Where is he going to be able to get gold, though? It's going to be tough. He does have some guns mixed in now, but his income permitted on gold, it's still 600. The fact that Beasty has 3 relics is like the one thing that's kind of keeping him in this game. The Kurultai, I think, is on its way over. It was a little bit out of position, but now the battle is on once again, as there's a nice little raid going on here by Eric. But the Lancers and guns are enduring pretty well. Eric's army is mostly lower tier units, whereas the army of Beasty is very, very elite. He's got like crossbowmen, he's got handgunners, he's got Lancers. But, you know, this is attrition that Eric can afford to take. He can just trade these units all day. As long as he's keeping Beasty off gold, eventually he will win this game, even just trading like this. So the Elite Con being focused a little bit, archers and crossbowmen moving in, taking out the step redoubt. Now we have mangonels coming in as well. Oh no, the villagers! They're getting bombarded by the mangonels! Not like this! Oh my god, that would be so many losses! And it looks like the mangonels are going to be switching fire onto the step redoubt. While Beasty holds pretty well here, setting up another little outpost. I think Eric might need to pull back and consolidate his forces. I feel like this engagement here is not going super well, but you know, he's keeping them off gold, which is the important thing. If you could just like muster a big, thick army right here. I mean, Eric is sitting on what, 3,400? I think he needs more production. I mean, he's making horsemen. He's only got 3 archery ranges. Like, I feel like he could have like double the production buildings he has, and he would probably be able to end the game. I think that is one factor there. So Beasty might be able to get on gold a little bit. He can't let that happen. He's got to get those mangonels in there and blast those villagers off. Because if Beasty's able to resecure a position in the middle, I mean, that is going to be huge. So horsemen moving in, and Eric has got to be sitting on good gold as well. I mean, Eric's sitting on 6,000 gold. Why is he making horsemen? I mean, these could all be lancers. It could just be a huge quality army. Oh my god, the villagers! Oh, look at that! Huge damage from the mango! Nukes like half the army and gets the villagers as well. And I think Eric is going to be able to push him back here again. Yeah, villagers just getting taken to town. Brutal, brutal losses. Let's look at the eco. I mean, Eric's at 113 right now. Beastie sitting at 73 despite that. Even just being on the 1TC, very, very impressive for sure. And like bombard cannons, like there could be like 5 bombard cannons coming out right now, just all elite shit. There's no reason to let Beastie like kind of camp here. He really needs more production infrastructure. I know it's easy for me to say watching, but he really doesn't have that much, and he's just making like archers and stuff. Yeah, here he comes for round 2. Kurultai's going to be setting up right here. I'm just popping it down right here. Beastie's army is so small. It's like a couple units and a couple Springalds. And these are the new units. These are the new Springalds. They're not the Springalds of old, the terrors of the night, which basically deleted armies on their own, yeah. So here they come. The old mangonel set up. We got triple Springalds being set up in the back, horsemen, and another mango being set up. A lot of field engineering, which I think is good, putting that gold to use. And here we do have the sacred site being taken by Beastie. And now Beastie's gold income should be back online soon. Yeah, he's got the step redoubt, which is a little bit damaged, but if Eric pushes his position off, that's going to be game over. Ooh, I like the Springald emplacements here too. I think that's a really, really nice kind of touch here to the army. Where are the bombard cannons? Like siege workshops? I mean, he's Imperial Age. Is he fully upgraded? He's not yet. It looks like he is upgrading right now, getting the biology to get his units a little bit heavier. And yeah, just Springalds and mangoes, man. No bombard cannons. Bombards would just like thump on this shit. They would just knock down all these units here, but nonetheless, neither player really doing that. I mean, Beastie doesn't have too much production either, but like that makes sense for him because he's not sitting on 5,000 wood. He's sitting on 600. He's been behind for a long time, but man, I have to say, he is such a tenacious player, dude. So scrappy. Like, anyone else would have just, like, tapped out and have lost this game. But here they come. We got the mangonel shooting in, blasting into the villagers. Once again, the villagers paying the ultimate price. But Beastie is being allowed to get a ton of gold right now, which means he's going to be getting some quality units in his army. He's got the white stupa here with a bunch of pastures, which is producing enough sheep to overwhelm the world. Eric, is he setting up more infrastructure? I want to see it. Where is the infrastructure? It looks like it's going to be lancers and archers still. No crossbows, no guns. I mean, he's sitting on so much, although it's looking a little bit more thin now. And now he's going to be moving up once again to go after the outpost. We have the Springald Legion here for Beastie, and the Lancers moving across the map, instantly sniping the Springalds. But he might be able to just brute force his way through this, just like with all these units, just like dive and just do like a ton of damage, right? And yeah, he's on to the Springalds. He's got some elite Lancers back there, and the Springalds of Beastie are also going down. I mean, Eric just has such an advantage economically. Like, he can afford to make a ton of mistakes right now. Beastie, like, has to play perfectly to try and get back in this game. So the villagers being pulled to repair the Springalds, and in the meantime, Eric has been able to push back this position. We got the double mangonel, and immediately Eric does see this, and he's going to be diving in here and should be able to shut them down, but beautiful mango shot right there, getting some big AoE damage, but I wonder if Beastie's going to tap out here. I mean, he's been forced off gold. His little outpost network here is actually doing a ton of damage, but he is really forced into the back of his base, and now Eric is going to be just diving all over these villagers and really, really just doing a ton of work. So here it comes, Lancers and cavalry units moving in like it's nobody's business. What an amazing battle this has been. This has been a 40-minute grind. I'm pretty sure that Beastie is actually on vacation right now. He's probably playing in like a hotel room on a laptop or something, which is pretty crazy. So, Elite Lancers fighting pretty hard here. We do have the Horsemen still grinding through. They should be able to get through here. And I mean, a Beastie, I don't know what he can do now. He's got a couple guns, a couple crossbowmen. He's so resource starved. He does have the Tithe Barns giving him resources of every type, which is quite nice. And there are no relics really for Eric. And I think Beastie was trying to set up an outpost here in the back. Look at this. Yeah, Beastie, despite all this, is harassing with his own Lancers. So tenacious, man. Jesus. And the Ovo here probably going to be getting torched down. Eric should just be able to have a mission through the base, though. And it looks like, yeah, the buildings are going to be pulled back and set up in the base once again. So the middle position is compromised. Eric's Mongolian horde able to push through. And here comes the Lancer harass. These outposts should have Spring Alden placements now, though. I think they do. Yeah, so the Lancers shouldn't be too effective here. Should get taken out by the Spring Alds. Spring Alds still do 60 damage when they are on buildings. So Spring Alds did get nerfed, the foot-based ones, but Spring Alden placements still work as Spring Alds did before. So the step readout's going to be taken out, and over here we do have more and more harass across the map as Eric is getting full control over the map. Step readout's going to be the next one to pay the ultimate price. And Beastie with a nice little army of handguns here, but overall, when Eric unifies his army and just pushes through, that is going to be it. Yeah, he's really making his opponent earn this win. that is for sure. So we got a couple Lancers kind of chilling in the void of the base. I would imagine some Horsemen will go out there and kind of head them off. And yeah, Eric just needs to get his army together and push, and that should be it. Beastie losing more villagers, sitting at 58 economy, whereas Eric is currently sitting at 121 with 79 military supply as well. And Beastie is at 30. I mean, I think Eric is actually maxed out. He's got a 200, and Beastie's at 89 supply. Like, he really needs to just push and end this. Just put the Mongols out of their misery here. So a couple Horsemen hunting down the Lancers to maintain the trade routes. Should be pretty good there. And, you know, you have to remember that he doesn't know that he's so... I mean, Eric might think that Beastie... He's probably giving him a lot of respect, considering how good of a player Beastie is. He's probably assuming that Beastie has more than he actually does. Yeah, absolutely. So here they come, attacking into the archery range. That is going to be the end of that bad boy here. So there they go. And that's going to be more free resources for the Mongols of Eric. Granted, Eric could build a wonder right now. If Eric wanted to, he could build the wonder of the Great Khan. Yeah. He could build the big Khan palace. So moving into the archery ranges, I'm just going to be torching the tent. 100% go after the tent here. The paratent is what you want to shut down because that bad boy is giving Beastie quite a bit. I can't believe Beastie's still trying to fight this though, man. We got more and more Mongol forces pouring across the map. And here they come. I mean, I'm surprised he's not just tapping out. I mean, there's Lancers in the back of his base just massacring his workers in the tree line, being attacked on two fronts, trying to scrap as hard as possible. The paratent's going to be going down very, very quickly here. I wonder if he has the upgraded torch damage. I sometimes feel like that's worth it. Why is he pulling back? What are you doing? No, stay here. Finish him. Where are you going, Eric? No. You literally have him dead to rights here. You have a 200 supply army. I think he's got a couple Horsemen chilling back in the lines here, but now he's going to be moving on to the prayer tent. So archers and Horsemen mainly, although there are some Lancers in the mix there. So now Beastie has like no gold income. Look at the current resources and the income per minute. It's just like a night and day difference as all these buildings are methodically torched down. Beastie mustering a decent army though, getting a fair amount of spears here, but the spearmen are only hardened, they're not even elite, and they're going to be facing off against elite archers and elite Lancers, and mangonels, oh, with a huge shot right there. Brutal stuff. Brutal stuff, dude. Yeah, and here comes another mangonel. Moving up, gonna be going after the boys. Yep, a big bunch here. Honestly, just build these archers and like build like 10 mangonels right now. Just build like 15 mangonels and just end this. Oh, a brutal shot right in the center mass. And this should be game blouses here. Like Beastie, is he gonna be able to hold this? Maybe. And the only reason why he might hold this is because the supply lines are so far away, but like it's just the beginning of the end. Yeah, the mangonel's still shooting in there. There's only one spring ult, so it's not able to really force it down. Another huge shot right into the middle of all those missile units. And Beastie might actually hold this. But again, it's just like, it's futile. He's at -0 gold right now, according to the AI. And look at this. On the other side, Eric is just going balls deep, tearing apart this space, just killing all the workers. There's only food right now. There's only food coming in. The archers are forced back a little bit, but again, that's partially because like a lot of Eric's Lancer army was up here in the north, just tearing this apart. I'm really surprised we haven't seen a tap out from Beastie yet. Yeah, like I feel like he's got no chances here. It's over. Eric has the high ground. So reinforcements coming in. Lancers still just harassing the base. I think, oh man, I can't remember the last like pro game we've seen that has gone to like an hour. Usually they only, like the longest ones are usually like 30 minutes. Yeah. something like that. You know, that's actually kind of an interesting perspective. Maybe Eric is toying with him a little bit just to try and like rattle his psyche. But I've watched Beasty play. He's usually pretty composed. I don't know if that would actually have some sort of an effect. And once again, he's going to be surrounding. He's just making horsemen and cheap units. Like, why not bombard cannons and like big scary artillery pushes? Yeah, I like this. I like that he's building a shit ton of mangoes now. His income per minute or current resources, dude. He's got 11,000 food, 12,000 wood, and 6,500 gold. Just build the Palace of the Great Khan, you know? Just build the Palace of the Great Khan, you know? Beasty has no chance. I don't know why he's staying in the game. Yeah, he's got his little spear force. I mean, maybe if... No, there is no maybe. I mean, Eric would literally just have to, like, let his dog take over. He would have to, like, let his dog or his cat start playing for this, for Beasty to get back in this game. Yeah. All right. So once again, yeah, he's playing safe. Yeah, Eric is playing safe for sure. Securing small advantages. Oh my god, the Wololo. Oh my god, don't get Wololo'd. That would be so funny if he actually like got caught there. And as soon as the fighting happens in the south, look at this. He just pours in with his lancers once again. Oh my god. And a huge mango shot, dude. How can you not GG out of that? That is such devastation. So here we got more mangonels moving up. Look, the mangoes are being used to kill springhalds. And that is going to be a victory here in Game 2 of the Grand Finals. So Game 1 was a pretty decisive victory for Beasty, but Game 2, Eric comes back with the steel chair in the Mongol mirror match. So there you go. No more Mongols for the rest of the series. Let's take a look at the score. Yeah, I mean, you can't really look at score for Mongols, again, because of the packing bug, but in terms of the overall resources, Eric's trade was the big factor. The Yam network was cool and all, but Eric had a really good play where he got his early horsemen, he put pressure on Beasty, and behind that he traded. And when his trade economy got going, there was no coming back. Beasty did a really good job scrapping and getting back into that game because he was behind for most of the game. But overall, that is going to be a Game 2 victory here for your boy Eric. So let's go ahead and update the scorecards. And thank you guys. And now on to Game 3. So I forgot to update the score in the earlier games. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and do this. Alrighty. And alrighty. So it is 1-1 here in this best of 5 now. It is 1-1. And now let us prepare for the next match. Maybe Beasty knows that his opponent is based in Europe and he's just trying to drag him through the mud and tire him out. You know, get it late in the night so he's sleepy. Although wait, it's Friday night. No, he's fine. He's fine. Any true power gamer on a Friday night is going to be able to play all night. Yeah? Yeah, there's no Mongols left. Beasty, I don't think we've seen him on his Rus. I know he really likes his Rus quite a bit. So the player is going to be getting the next game going, and we'll go from there. The trade was key. That was a good scrap. That was a good scrap. I wonder what Eric's ranking is on ladder. Let's go and double check that together. So Eric is 1731. He's the number 50 ranked player. So Eric is a really strong player too. Beasty is number 2 right now. So yeah, they're within each other's ballpark. Like these guys would face each other on ladder if they queued at the same time. Yeah. No, there was no BM that game. No. I understand that. There's times where like I'm in a game and I'm losing bad, but I just keep playing because I like in my brain I think I can come back even though there's no reality to that. Like I get that. Yeah. Turn, the red number is bigger than the blue. Is it? What is this Twitch memery? I don't understand it. Okay, is it actually? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna fix that because that will actually bother me. Let me go in and like adjust the size a little bit. Can I adjust the size in here? One sec, my friends. Okay. Cancel. Okay. Let me see if I can adjust that red number. Yeah, you're right. I think it's a little bit higher up. Oh my god, it's haunting my soul. Okay, did we get that? Yeah, that's better. It wasn't actually bigger. It was just in a little bit of a different position there. All right. So, round 2, baby. It is time. It is 1-1 here in the Grand Finals. And for the next map, let's go and take a look at what it is. I should have put King of the Hill in the map pool. That's always a really fun one. All right. So it is going to be, we had French Pass. Now we have Arabia, which is going to be good. Yeah, quite excited for that. Arabia's going to be a Rus map. You know what? I actually think there's going to be a Rus mirror match right now. I think we're going to see 2 Rus picks. Mongols are like the go-to pick on this map because it's very open and they can really harass you with like cheesy rushes and stuff. But I think Rus is the other go-to pick. Although, did we see Rus earlier? No, we said China versus HRE and then Mongol versus Mongol. So Rus is still available, French is still available. I think we could see French too, or English. We could see a little Strelbora action. I don't know how much they practice that, but My famous overlay tech. Yes, I know. I'm world renowned for it. I'm world renowned for my Haggard overlays and all that sort of good stuff. Yes, yes. He should have built like 30 keeps. Unfortunately, the Mongols cannot build keeps. Granted, keeps aren't like the most devastating thing in the world, but nonetheless, it looks like they are about to load into the game. Thank you all for joining. It's been a fun day of casting and hanging out with all of you lovely folks in chat. And now let us get started here with the next game. Do you have Star and Stripe pants from Napoleon Dynamite? Yes, I do. And I could actually even show you a picture of those. I'll show you the Napoleon Dynamite pants. I actually have owned like 5 pairs of those over my life. Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is going to be Beasty Cutie on the Rus facing off against the Abbasid Dynasty and Eric. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Abbasid against Rus. So typically, I think the meta for this, Abbasid do actually have the best archers in the game. They have the compound bows upgrade. They have the military boot camp, which can give them 15% more HP. And they can trade pretty well into horse archers if you can get to late game. But again, horse archers will still massively outtrade your archers if they can get castle against your feudal archers. I'm curious to see if Abbasid will go fast castle or if they're going to be doing the more classic 2TC fresh food stuff style play, which is very, very good. But again, Rus could punish that pretty badly with fast castle. And Rus typically get all the relics too. It's really, really hard because they go the Abbey of the Trinity at like 8.5 minutes or something. And from there, they're able to get a warrior monk out and he just grabs all the goodies on the map. So super excited for this. We have an Abbasid mirror. Let's get this going and yeah, do our business. Eric with the wild Abbasid pick. I think that Eric is trying to win the hearts and the minds of all of you guys in chat here. Yeah, clearly the House of Wisdom is coming up a little bit quick. Usually you see House of Wisdom a little bit later. Oftentimes, you know, because you start with extra wood, right, for the House of Wisdom. So what you can do with that is you can basically get your lumber mill and your gold mine up, and then you can build the House of Wisdom a little bit later. But again, he's going to be going for that quite quickly here. So if you guys are new to the game, the House of Wisdom works like this. Basically, it contains all your upgrades, and all of your landmarks are essentially condensed into one building. So you can choose between the economic wing, the military wing, culture, and trade as you advance to each respective age. And when you do that, it unlocks the research that correlates to the particular wing that you picked, which is pretty cool. You also have the Golden Age mechanics. So basically, if you like to play SimCity and build big kind of flourishing cities and towns that are very aesthetically pleasing, the Abbasid are for you, because the Golden Age, the more buildings that you have within the sphere of the Golden Age, the more, you know, benefits you get. You get villager gather rate, you get research rate, and eventually you get production speed if you can get up to 60, which almost never happens. Typically, you'll see people reach tier 2, but tier 3 is very, very rare. Like on a map like that, we could have seen it, but overall, it is not super common. So there you go. Golden Age is on the way. We got gold and food for the Abbasid and for the old Rus. Very, very standard. We're going to be seeing professional scouts. Beasty is very, very good at this horse archer play. This is something that when I watch his stream from time to time, I see him doing nonstop. Just horse archers and scouts and just really taking advantage of those units. And look at this. This is also a very smart play for you Rus players. Wolves obviously get bounty. Now, having to sit and fight the wolves is, you know, it takes some time. So what you do is you actually drag them past your TC, and the TC will take out the wolves, giving you the bounty, and then your scout doesn't have to waste time kind of battling the dread wolf. So right there, you know, Beasty was able to get really, really good bounty. Currently sitting at 150, so already at the first bounty tier. And Rus are one of the fastest teching civs in the entire game. They do have the Golden Gate. So the Golden Gate is a really good landmark, which allows you to exchange resources at a favorable rate. So what you do is you basically just trade your extra food and wood to get gold and go fast castle. It's very, very strong. In the meantime, the Dark Lord of the Abbasid trying to deny some of the deer camps here, and he gets a little bit of a denial. Nothing too crazy. For the most part, the Rus are going to be able to get most of those. But what's really cool is actually the Abbasid are stealing the wolves. So look at this. The Abbasid player steals 2 wolves, and he's going to be taking those back to the base right now. So that was a very nice, cheeky little play there. So quite interesting indeed. Now, is there going to be any early stone? The Abbasid are currently banking, they're going to the second age, yeah. So they're going for the economic wing, for the fresh food stuff. So you pretty much have to. The other options are very poor compared to that one. But he is staying on gold. So if Abbasid are going to be going like fast 2TC, what they typically do is they get the villagers onto the stone very quickly. What I actually think is going to be happening this game is I think that Abbasid probably will go for fast castle age, and they have siege engineering like the Mongols do, but they don't have to research it. They of course have it for free. So the Abbasid can get the siege engineering and spam out mass archers backed up by mass mangonels with the siege engineering, and maybe we'll be able to fight back the horse archers. I think that is going to be the plan. So the fresh foodstuffs, this upgrade here, it reduces the cost of villagers by 50%. So this can have a pretty good multiplicative effect if you have access to like double or triple TC. You can just save so much food over the course of a long game. Another upgrade that I really like for the Abbasid as well is the preservation of knowledge. This one reduces the cost of all technology by 30%, which again is super strong. If you get to elite or Imperial Age, you know, it's 700 gold to get elite units, right? So basically subtract 30% from that. That is a huge discount. So he drags the wolves past the TC. A couple of them go down. Yeah, he's going to make sure to drag those wolves back. So the Golden Gate is done. Looking at current resources, now it's time for the Roost to go fast castle. And since horse archers don't cost any gold, unlike the Mangudai of the Mongols, they don't really need to mine gold. But basically, your hunting cabin generates a little bit of gold, and you just bank on that bounty you got. And you get your gold in the Castle Age by having your warrior monk run around the map and just grab all the relics here. So Eric has gotten to the feudal age as well, and he's getting a shit ton of lumber though, which makes me think there's going to be some sort of an Abbasid all-in, like maybe some sort of battering ram play. Like, are we going to see triple archery range backed up by? Because he's got like almost no one on food. He's got 7 workers on food, and yeah, we're going to be seeing archery ranges galore. So 1, 2, and the triple scouts gang it up on the one Abbasid scout here. Homeboy better watch out. Ride back to that TC, but the scouts are able to deny a little bit of gold mining. Fresh food stuff is on the way. That's going to be saving some food. Even on 1 TC, it's still pretty good here. And yeah, still a lot of wood being mined. I actually think this is going to be an Abbasid all-in. And he's going to need to get to Beastie's base pretty quickly. He's going to need to get there like, you know, like before they start going castle. Because when those horse archers and scouts start to mass out, man, they're going to bully the hell out of your archer line. And it is not going to be fun. Grand Theft Canine. Yeah, that's pretty hilarious. So archers, and yeah, looks like it's just going to be wood for battering rams. He's just going to be double producing archers. Not getting stone, not getting gold. This very much looks like an all-in from Eric, which certainly isn't a bad idea. You're facing a very ferocious opponent, so might as well try and stop him before he gets to his timing. And yeah, we got 2 archers out right now. The Roosts are typically very greedy. I would say the Roosts are probably one of the greediest civs in the game because they can get away with it. But Beastie is not going to be as greedy as many Roost players. He is going to be building a stable to get early knights. Early knights will be quite good against archers, and he is going double stable. So he is aware that the Abbasid are going to be putting pedal to the metal with this pressure. We got double barracks coming in as well, so that's even more aggressive than I thought. Yeah, wow. Quad military production, and the spears will deal with the early knights. I do like this. Some players might have just gone pure archers and hoped for the best, but in this case, the spear follow-up I think is a very, very good inclusion here. In the meantime, he's parking his archers on top of the deer camps to try and deny the expert scouts. These ones have already been taken. Beastie's going to get these 2 camps behind his base, no problem. But I guess trying to deny this last camp for now isn't a bad idea per se. So we'll see how it goes. Spearman on the way out. Does he have the hardened spearmen? No, he just have soft spearmen, and now he is going to be getting enough gold to get them upgraded. So the hardened spearmen are on the way, which is good. Roost Knights are pretty formidable, and the first Roost Knight is coming out. So at the very least, forcing your opponent to build Roost Knights here is a pretty sweet play, because basically that's gold that they're not going to be using to go Castle Age. It will heavily slow them down, and it looks like there's going to be an archery range in the back as well. And now the Roosts are going to have to mine some gold, because their whole plan to just go fast, greedy castle is going to be kind of turned around a little bit by the Abbasid here. So we got double spearmen, we got the old archers as well. Archers sitting on top of the deer camp up here. But the Roosts, for the most part, have gotten all the venison on the map. Abbasid usually don't do that, but they save a lot of food by getting the fresh foodstuffs. And what heck are we going to be seeing? The steeled arrows, perhaps? It could be. Yeah, maybe we're going to see steeled arrows. We do see a blacksmith for the Abbasid. No upgrades coming out quite yet, and more spearmen and archers just being pumped. You know what I would actually like to see? I would actually like to see a single camel. I know camels are pretty terrible, but 1 camel just for the horse unease against the Roost cavalry could actually be kind of good. Maybe just 1. And I think part of that is wishful thinking from my side, just like having a power fantasy about seeing the camels just terrorizing the map, but I think 1 camel could be justified, although they're so food expensive. 180 food compared to like 30, right? Like, it's just not worth it. It's really just not worth it. So the archers and spears are just amassing on the map. Beastie has not gone for that last gold yet. It looks like he's going to be doing that right now. And still no Castle Age Roosts. So in many situations, if the Roosts weren't building knights, you would be seeing Roosts getting Castle Age very, very soon. But in this case, having to build the knights and spend that gold really has kind of slowed him down. And Beastie isn't even close to going Castle Age. He has really been investing a lot in his defensive infrastructure to make sure he doesn't lose to an Abbasid all-in. I wonder if it's going to be like a little bit of a feint, though. Maybe the Abbasid just pull back and like tech up to Castle Age themselves. It kind of looks like that might happen. No, I don't think so. No, he's not saving any gold whatsoever. So here comes these scouts. The spearmen are kind of eyeing them here in the front. So we do have a total of 9 spearmen as well as a scout here. Archer is still just sitting up in the north waiting for the scouts to go for the goodies. And this one Abbasid scout, oh, he's going to get circle beaten. Looks like he gets away just barely. Got 27 HP. And now the scouts are going to be moving up to the north and looking to get the gold. But the archers should be able to get 1 or 2 picks here. They still should get a fair amount of the food. But nope, BC's going to be very careful. staying away from that camp here. And the Rus have stopped making knights. And now it looks like the Rus are banking for Castle Age a little bit, although Beasty has like no gold right now whatsoever. Now, what is he getting? Upgrades, I think. So do we have upgrades? We do have the wedge rivets. So the knights do have the armor upgrade, and of course that will be benefiting his archers as well. And the ambassador setting up a huge wall. Whoa, is this going to be like a full 360 switch? Is he just going to be switching it up? I mean, you wouldn't really build a wall unless you're going like super defensive, right? And the ambassador moving in now. Looks like they're going to get aggressive. How much wood is being banked by Eric? None. So he's not going battering rams. Yeah, this is some wild shit, man. This is a weird game. Denying the gold here could be pretty sweet too. Considering the Rus invested a lot in these early knights, or not a lot, but a couple. He's got 4 early knights. That's 400 gold. Knights aren't cheap. It's 140 and 100, right? So the camels. Oh, we need camel chariots. Whoever in chat said that, that's glorious. Yeah, camel support isn't a bad thing either. Like late game, you should always have 1 camel in your army with the camel support if you go military wing, because it gives 1 armor to your entire army, which is really sweet. So spears are on the hunt, chasing down the Rus Knights. The Rus Knights may be looking to do a big kind of circuitous flank, maybe going up here. But for the most part, the wall has been screwed up here because of the 1 deer carcass. That's pretty annoying. And were they able to catch something? It looks like they were attacking something there. But the Rus Knights are probably going to get in here and kill the villagers and do a little bit of eco harass. Yeah, good play there by Beasty for sure. Eric, in the meantime, sending some spears to the enemy base. Not sure where this homeboy is going. Probably just going to get blasted by the TC. I think it was a bad rally point. And will he get away? Looks like he will. So this guy's the man who took an arrow to the knee. We got 1 spearman battling the 2 Rus Knights here. Not having a hot time, but there are more spears coming around from the flank, so they should be able to help fend off those Rus Knights. And maybe 1 villager will go down. Okay, it looks like there was no villager losses. This one probably will die here to the 2 knights. They got their lances couched for Kislev, and there you go. That is the price they will pay. And are the Abbasid going to Ramstein? I don't know. It looks like Eric is actually saving up for Castle. This would be like a Twilight Zone game. If the Abbasid got Castle Age before the Rus, I don't know. I feel like the sun and stars would die out, and stars would implode, and black holes would appear in our galaxy. That would just be such a strange thing to see Abbasid reach Castle Age before Rus do. Because Eric is just banking it right now, dude. And Beasty, I'm not sure quite what he's doing. It looks like more knights. You know what? Beasty might actually get aggressive here. Is he going to get siege engineering? Yeah, he is. Look at this. Beasty is going to be the one who knocks now. Dude, role reversal 101. Rus feudal age aggression, yeah, against Abbasid Castle Age, because Abbasid are banking quite a bit of food and gold right now, and Abbasid do have a good standing army too. I mean, they have a lot. Military supply for the Abbasid, or the Rus, is 36, and for Eric, it's currently going to be 37. I mean, the military supply is almost identical. Granted, the troop quality and the knights are obviously a little bit more quality units than the basic spears and archers and whatnot, but for the most part, it's been a good little hold here. Some of these knights could go down too in the back if they're not careful. And we are going to be seeing the military wing. So that means there's going to be camel support most likely. You get 1 camel, increases the armor of all nearby units. It's a very, very powerful for sure. So the Rus Knights looking to do a little bit of harass. And yeah, that's a mean Rus army too. This is really going to be coming down to a micro duel here. Yeah. So who will have the better micro? Castle Age timing will be very sweet. And what I would probably do if I were Eric, who granted Eric is an exponentially better player than I am, is just, you know, being a fly on the wall here, is I would probably just not engage at all, just like sit and let them do a little bit of forward pressure until you can get Castle Age, because then Abbasid can instantly build the siege equipment. You can build the mangonel like right there, and then the rush is just gone. Like, it's not going to work. So a couple of the archers being hunted down by Rus Knights, spearmen moving out to kind of try and stop them. And the 1 Rus Knight in the back just going to be trolling and jumping on the food periodically. Probably just leave like 1 spearman up in this food line, and I think that's going to be good. No emplacements here on the outpost. And the Rus are just gathering with double battering ram, dude. Castle Age is very, very close, though. It is approaching rather quickly. Gabriel Forsberg! I'm back from my neurological internship this week, so now I get to spam all the memes again. Happy birthday, old chap. Thank you so much for the donation. I hope it went well, dude. Hope you're slaying it in school, and welcome back to the stream. Let the memes flow. All right, so 1 early knight getting in there. Once again, going to be pounding down those poor villagers. I think just sending 1 spearman after him is the play, although it looks like that knight is going to pay the price now. So yeah, he got like 2 villagers there, and he had a good run. But the army supply for Eric is pretty good at 41, and Beasty's army isn't that much stronger. It's at 45, and Castle Age is here now, so there's got to be a mango. It's 13 seconds away. Dude, this is like a tense timing. This is super stressful. Here comes the old Rams. You don't want to fight them in open field. Camel support will be coming out. You can see there's 1 camel archer here. And this is just going to be a straight up like, who's got the better micro? Yeah, this is going to be a scrappy one. Castle Age is here. We need to see a mangonel stat. And does he have the resources for it? It looks like Eric does. I think he's trying to trade. He's a little bit short. And what is he building? Okay, he's building archery ranges. No instant mango. I think that's a big mistake. One Mangonel blasting those Roost Archers would be so devastating, but instead, he's going to be trying to take an open field fight. The Camel's going to instantly get killed, and here come the Spearmen, and this is going to favor Beasty quite a bit, I think. Yeah, the scooting and shooting here is just so tough, and the Abbasid Archers are on top of the Roost Archers, but for the most part, I think Beasty was able to get more kills there. He got like 6 or 7 Spearmen for one Knight. Oh my god, and more Spearmen just getting massacred here in the back because there's one Roost Knight also harassing. The Mangonel was the correct play. Mangonel was the correct play. Could have just nuked these guys, or at least forced them back, and the Roost Knights then could have been dealt with the spears. And there are a couple Spearmen still, as the Archers do dive into the base pretty deep, and it looks like the one Roost Knight here in the back will be going down. Spearmen hunting. But the battering rams are just accruing huge value. Camel support is not being researched quite yet, and the Spearmen are just in a rough position as the battering rams continue to pour into the base here. More shots coming out of the TC, and the Roost Knights are all over them right now. Here they come. Yeah, these poor Archers just so out of position. And so much eco damage going on here. I think that's going to be GG. I think that Beasty has secured the victory. His dive and his micro is just so goddamn good. He's able to claim a very solid victory here in Game 3. Again, this is best of 5. I don't see too many ways for the Abbasid to get back in this one. I think the Mangonel was the correct play. He could have turtled a lot more effectively, used it maybe to torch some of the battering rams. And he is getting some good torching on the rams right now, but like the amount of villagers he's lost has just been devastating. We got 50 villagers for Beasty, and for your boy Eric right now, we're down to 35. But both rams have been dealt with. I mean, there still are spears and archers on the table, so he's done a pretty good job. A lot of his villagers running away, but the entire time here, Beasty is just macroing and just cackling. We still do have a castle age advantage here for the Abbasid, for sure, but man, so many villagers just being hunted down by these Roost Knights. Such good micro on both sides, man. It's been a wild one. But the Roost, even though they're still only in the second age, they should be able to just easily overcome them with villagers right now. And I think he's going to be getting on stone here, which is a good call. I think if you've taken massive economic damage like that, you basically have to just build a second TC and just hope for the best. And the Walmart wall up here was not finished. Sadly, there's still an opening right there. And the Roosts are just pouring it on. You know, I thought that Beasty might fall back and maybe go castle right now, but it looks like no. He's just going to be trying to keep it up. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was wrong. Abbey of the Trinity is being made. He did have the resources behind that. So now he's going to be castle age. He'll have an economic lead, and just everything is going to be looking better for him. Dude, his micro is so good. Like, he rarely slips up. I like the fact that Eric is leaving some spears here this time. I think that's a very good call. And now Beasty's castle age, so what little advantage the Abbasid did have is pretty much gone. And more villagers being taken out by these knights. Spears trying to hunt them down. Archers ripping a couple shots there. One of the knights will be falling. And the spears getting in there and shanking down that early knight pretty well. While the Roosts make another battering ram out front and continue to just pour on the pressure. Poor Abbasid. Yeah, Abbasid don't really have any cool tricks in the feudal age. Like, you have the battering ram thing, which is cute, but when you're in a defensive position, you don't have early knights, you don't have early men-at-arms, you don't have any good early units like longbows. Like, you just have the haggard camels, which are just absolutely shit units. And, yep, another raid here in the back. Couple spears being sent. Archers pulling back. They are veteran archers against basic archers, so that is one advantage the Abbasid have. The spearmen dragging down some of the knights here. It looks like one more knight will fall. But do we have the double TC on the horizon? Eric does have enough stone to go double TC. But man, oh man, now there's going to be a warrior monk coming out soon, and he's simply going to be grabbing relics on the map, getting the Roost even further ahead. There's also a battering ram just killing shit. So the Roost Knight does fall. Will they be able to push back these archers? I don't think so. Ram might go down here, though. We'll see. How many archers do we have? 23 against 17, but they are upgraded. But now the more OP unit is coming in. So the horse archers are here, and this is where shit's going to get really nasty. Horse archers' base damage value is 13, whereas the other archers here are 6. These archers, I believe, are 8. So the DPS that horse archers can bring to the table for their cost is so good. It is so good. So yeah, the dreaded horse archer legion will be here. But honestly, this game, like Beasty Cutie won without, he didn't really abuse horse archers like to win this game. He won with his feudal pressure. So it's certainly a more interesting game to watch than just like horse archer spam, right? So going for the battering ram again, the villagers got their torches out, but they're getting picked off while they're doing this, which is very smart. Typically, when somebody goes after the ram, you just want to get the villagers. So even if the push fails, you can, do your thing. Eric's scrapping very well though, but he's pretty far behind on points. Again, current resources for Eric, he's at 34 villagers, and Beasty is sitting at 57, which is really brutal. And now, is he grabbing relics yet? The first warrior monk is out, so Ivan here is going to be going out to grab some relics, I would imagine. But, honestly, not a bad hold here. He does wipe the Rus army. That double TC is going to be super necessary. No camel support. Just trying to get enough wood to get that 2 TC up. It's going to be a tough hold, man. I think Rus are just going to kind of, get their breath now. Get all the relics on the map, get 5 relics, get 500 gold per minute for free, and they're just going to try and win the game in that way. Because right now, man, Abbasid is so far behind. I mean, are they even getting food anywhere? Let's look at the income per minute. Yeah, Eric is not even getting food right now. Brutal. And where is he going to be setting up that second TC? Okay, he's setting up next to berry bushes, which is understandable. It gives him immediate access and a drop-off site for the berry bushes. It's very aggressive and greedy, but honestly, I think at this point you just gotta do it. You gotta take risks. You gotta be mega greedy because you're so far behind. I mean, Beasty has him up like 1,000 points right now, which is really brutal. I think a lot of it's in military supply. Beasty does have 12 military, I guess, and eco too. No, I guess it's all economic, yeah. So Beasty currently sitting at, 60 villagers, and the Ambassador sitting at 37. The Ambassador will be able to pump out villagers pretty quick here with the old double TC, going to be getting the lumber going. And Ambassador archers are very, very strong. He's getting crossbowmen now. Although I think archers are the right play, crossbowmen don't trade as effectively against horse archers as basic archers do from a price point. It also allows you to spend your gold on mangonels. Mangonels and archers are the typical counter, or the best option you really have against horse archer spam. It's still not like perfect, but it does well. So Beasty does have upgrades coming in. It looks like he's got the Boyar's Fortitude, which gives health to cavalry. It makes the horse archers super strong. 105 HP against 85 is a pretty big difference, right? So 1 relic here, yeah, 3 in the base. He's going to get all the sacred sites too. That's basically the Roos formula. Fast castle, get all the relics, sacred sites, pin your opponent in the base with horse archers, and just prosper. And then you just kind of like just cackle. He's got the single farm here in the base. Yeah, it's just 1 farm right now. And food is going to pick up a little bit. Abbasid do have these superior berry bushes, which is nice. But yeah, that's probably not going to be enough to save. Making some camel archers as well for the camel unease. So cause horse cavalry units to deal 20% less damage. Does that actually affect horse archers, or is it just melee? I don't know. So looking at eco, we got 44 villagers here. For Beastie, he's currently sitting at 64. So the gap is closing a little bit. Camel archers, I wonder how they'll do. I mean, camel archers cost 180 and 60, whereas horse archers cost like nothing. They cost like a penny. They're 80 and 40. Like that discrepancy is so much. Horse archers should cost like 120 or something. I don't know why camels are so expensive. It's weird. Their DPS is less. They're a little bit tankier, sure, but like the DPS is really the important factor in the cost and everything like that. So a couple scouts being sent to their doom. A little bit of a mistake there. That other scout's going to be going down, but really insignificant in the grand scheme of things. He does have 4 relics, 1 in the monastery and 1 here, or 3 in the Abbey of the Trinity. And I think the 5th relic is being brought back to the base right now. And Beastie has all the sacred action going. So he's got this sacred site. This one's going to be taken as well right in the face of the Abbasid. And maybe he's building crossbows as a preemptive countermeasure against Roos Knights. He's got 4 camel archers, and I have to admit, I'm very excited to see camel archers in full effect. Look at this, he's getting the camel upgrades. Yeah, he got the camel movement speed. So the camels now have, what is their speed? 1.87 tiles. And the horse archers are 1.62. So the camels are faster, but man, oh man, you're going to see how bad camels are here in a second against these horse archers. Yeah, sounds good, darling. We're going to go see the new Spider-Man tonight. Should be fun. I'm excited to see some old familiar faces, perhaps. Yes. So, Camel's going to be trying to defend. We will see who the superior beast is. The Camel Archer is going to get massacred and one-shotted pretty much one at a time here. The Abbasid Archer's moving in, and a couple of Horse Archers do fall, but like that's 180 food you're losing every time those things die. It's such a brutal thing, right? And here we have a little bit of a dual-pronged raid as the TC is going to be pressured by a couple of Horse Archers who will probably just garrison in here and should be able to deal with those guys. Back up at the base, we have the Horse Archers just being annoying and running circles around, which they're so cheap and expendable that it doesn't matter. Like, you could lose this, BC could lose this entire army right now and it just literally would not matter. He could lose that army 3 times over and probably still win this game. And he's probably going to win this fight. So the Horse Archers here, picking on the Camels. The poor Camels just being crap units, which is a shame. They're so cool looking. I wish Camels were good. And the Scouts being a little bit disruptive. He might be able to kind of force these guys back eventually with his Abbasid Archers, who actually have no upgrades either, which is kind of tough. But this TC is so exposed, man. It's so exposed. You might need some outposts here or something. We got the Warrior Monks moving in. All the Sacred Sites are being captured. The third one here on the bottom going to be getting captured. And the poor Abbasid going to be adding another L to the column here pretty soon. Granted, this isn't the final game in the series. It's currently tied up 1-1, so I would imagine that there will be more games. GG, well played. The Roos win. Roos are just so strong, but that game was not a Horse Archer abuse game. That was a very good feudal game by Beasty. That's what got him ahead. He knew his opponent was like kind of getting castle before him, and his opponent Eric did a very good job with the trick out, like pretending like it was an all-in and then not all-inning. That was really good. It kept Beasty off Castle Age, but then I think the big misplay was Eric not building that mangonel. If he had used his siege engineering to build like artillery to defend against that Roos pressure, I think it could have been a very different battle. He might not have lost those villagers, and it could have been very strange. Could have been a whole spicy game. So GG, well played. There you have it. That is game 3. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to the next match. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. I really dislike the horse archers. They're it's such a terrible unit to have to play against. They're so OP, man. All right. So that is 2-1 for the Beast. That is 2-1 for the Beast. All right. So there we have it. Now it is time for the next match. The poor Camels having a relatively rough run of it. And let's see what they do next as they prepare for the Grand Finals. Okay, perfect. And Gabriel, once again, thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Abbasid are rough. I mean, Roost are just exponentially stronger than the Abbasid. Yeah. Hey, if there's any Relic employees watching this on your time off and your holidays, which I'm sure you guys are on vacation, please help us. The game is amazing, but we just need a couple little changes, and it'll be in a perfect position. Just look at the Mongols and Roost, please, and fix the Delhi Sultanate, and we'll be good. We'll call it even. I'm guilty of horse archer spamming. Every Roost player on ladder does. It's just, it's a competitive environment. So you use the best tools you have, right? Yeah. Turin, have you seen the Age of the Ring mod for Battle for Middle-earth 2? No, I haven't. I'll happily check that out, though. Oh, is that the one that's being developed right now? I would love to give that a try. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, man. I just need to remind you to drop likes. Yeah, I never like doing that. I'm not used to that coming from Twitch. Well, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do drop a like. It does help out quite a bit. But more importantly, it basically lets YouTube know the stream is popular, and then it sends the VOD to more people. So it pulls more people into the community, yeah. Fix the Delhi. Yeah, I know. It's so frustrating. One of the weirdest things about Delhi, not weirdest, but most annoying things, is that their spears don't brace properly. So basically, Delhi spears, they don't brace. So like cavalry really abuses Delhi still, yeah. Typically Delhi players just rush to big elephants, yeah. That's kind of the plan. Abbasid doesn't need to be fixed per se. They just need to bring the other civs to heal. Like Abbasid is like, if they Abbasid is like fine versus like English and Holy Romans. It's just like Abbasid versus like Rus and Mongols, you have like no chance. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is Eric on the English facing off against Beasty on the Delhi Sultanate here on the Danube River, which of course is very much a hybrid map. So the Delhi Sultanate going to be cackling all the way to the bank, but this is why I mix up the maps and have like hybrid maps and turtle maps and open field maps, because it yields relatively interesting matchups here. So are going to be getting instant forestry, and here the Delhi's going to be moving to the river to set up their dreaded Delhi shot fleet. So Delhi is the king of hybrid maps for a couple of reasons, but the main reason is because their fishing fleets are indomitable. Basically, the Delhi fishing boats have arrow ships, and they can defend themselves or raid enemy fishing. So what Delhi players will often do is set up a proxy fishing yard. So they'll set up a dock in their opponent's fishing area, and their fishing boats will just be like, yeah, sorry, you cannot fish here. I'm gonna raid you with my fishing boats. And it's very, very strong. And right out of the gates here, you can see that is exactly what Beasty is doing. So he's moving here with the old villager, looking to set up his dock here on the shoreline fish. There's like almost no fish up here, although you could set up an English fishing economy here and like wall off the river so Delhi can't get there. What's also good about England in this matchup is, even though Delhi does have the river advantage, English players can basically say, hey, I'm not going to play the river at first. I'm just going to tech to tier 2, and then I'm going to get a bunch of longbowmen out and kill your fishing boats, because English longbowmen can outrange the Delhi fishing boats and can put a ton of hurt on them. So I do think that we could see that. Yeah, should be quite a bit of fun. But nonetheless, for the English, it looks like they are going for a fairly standard opening themselves, at least on a hybrid map, going super hard on the lumber. They built a house and built a lumber camp. Now they have all 8 of their villagers here working on lumber, while they also have 2 on gold. Okay. That is very, very early gold for a hybrid map. So I think that England is going to be kind of having that feudal age pressure in their back pocket. Not going like all in on the lumber, I mean pretty heavy, but getting an early mining camp is going to be slowing down your dock, right? Because then you have to mine a little bit of extra wood. I wonder if he's going to pull like English villagers with their bows as well. That would be some weird shit. Yeah, but anyways, the first 2 Delhi fishing ships are coming out. Back in the Delhi base, we do have forestry being researched. Of course, Delhi, if you guys are new to the game, gets all of their research for free, but it basically takes longer. And you can theoretically lower this time by having scholars banked in your mosques who are essentially researching and improving your research speed. Granted, Delhi has a couple bugs right now where some of the research takes a little bit too long, but it is what it is. So the mill's coming out. Now, the mill isn't being built probably to get the, the berry bushes, because he's going to be fishing, but rather he's going to be doing it for the early wheelbarrow. So immediately we should see the wheelbarrow upgrade coming in here for Beasty, although he hasn't gotten it yet. Maybe he is going to be doing a little bit of berry bushes to try and advance a little bit quicker. Now, England coming to set up its dock. Has he scouted here? Let's go and take a look at Eric. So Eric, ooh, this is going to be rough. Eric did not scout there. Yeah, so he doesn't even know that Beasty is like chilling there with like fishing boats already. So yeah, look at this. Eric has actually fully switched to a land-based economy here. So he is now hitting the sheep pretty hard, which is smart. I think you have to take a more aggressive approach, like hard tech to the next age, punish the deli for investing in the river so much early, and then you can either build a military ship like this at this dock here, or you can get longbowmen, but this is going to be dicey for sure. But yeah, England will 100% get to the feudal age faster than Beasty, who I don't think is even mining gold yet, no. And now he is. So the mining camp's going to be set up. England already has enough gold to tech and almost has enough food. Just need one more drop in from these 14 villagers who he hard switched onto food here. And Delhi is going to be seeing this fishing outpost very, very soon. So the council is coming up, and England has been somewhat of a counterpick to Delhi. I wouldn't even say a counterpick, but they have tools. I would still say Delhi is favored on these hybrid maps, but England can do pretty good with the longbows kind of patrolling the river and doing things like that. Did I upgrade the score? Did I upgrade it? It says 2-1, right? It's on the screen. You guys let me know in chat, and we can kind of correct that. So once again, the fishing fleet of Delhi proving absolute river dominance, able to keep this dock in check. The dock is probably going to be left there. I think what England will do is probably finish it later and then build a galley out of it right away to try and punish the Delhi. But Delhi is going to be getting to the second age, not too far behind. I would imagine Beasty will do like a power build or something like that. So he'll just like build super hardcore here in the back and maybe try and get that going. Who knows? But it looks like the villager who did build this was actually slain. And the council hall is still probably about 30 seconds off. And there are going to be many Strelbora. Let's get a Strelbora in chat for these guys, and they'll be out soon. And now the food economy here, we only got 4 on food, mostly on lumber. Strelbora are very intensive, or English longbowmen on wood. I believe they're 50 wood and 40 food or something like that. So you really do want to be prioritizing in that way. Now, this is a beautiful preemptive play here by Beasty. We did good. All right, we actually did it. But the outpost here is just really powerful because now England, their whole plan was to come in with longbows and start punishing the Delhi fleet. But setting up this outpost here makes it much harder. Now, that's not to say that he couldn't come across the river here and come down and under, which is probably a smart play. But what I would imagine Beasty is going to be doing next is he'll probably set up a palisade right here to prevent the longbowmen from doing that. Gabriel Forsberg, thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. He says, like the video so that Turin can live to eat another day. Yes, even you in the back. Don't think I don't see you. Gabriel, appreciate that, man. Really kind of you, brother. And again, hope all went well with your exams. So the fishing boats, once again, doing a little bit of a raid, scouting about. I'm surprised we didn't see England like wall this off early and try and fish up here in the north. We do have a couple Strelbora now. We are going to be unloading, but they don't want to go into the river. The fishing boats will kill them if they get caught in the river here. Ooh, you better be careful, buddy. One fishing boat here getting popped pretty good. The longbows might be able to get a kill, but this is the correct response, I think. I think you have to bully Delhi, but Delhi can simply fall back and rebuild their docks here if they need to and just relocate all their fishing boats, which I think is what's going to happen. So right now we got more and more longbowmen coming out. Eric pushing the boys down. He is supply capped right now. Is there going to be a house coming up? No house on the horizon either. So Eric with the dreaded supply block. See, I'm not the only one who gets supply blocked. It happens to the other people. Longbowmen shooting in. And the fishing fleet of the Delhi are going to be forced back. So this is good. Exactly what we were talking about. We actually had a really interesting match between Vortex and Marine Lord, where Marine Lord was able to go English against Vortex's Delhi and do the same thing to pretty good effect. As a matter of fact, the English did indeed win that game. So one Delhi fishing boat might go down here. Pretty good positioning. Oh, you better watch out. Don't get too close to the river. The Delhi fishermen are angry. And they are able to pop a longbowman down. Very good micro there, man. Just so scrappy. Not making this easy at all. And the English dock is nowhere near finishing. Now, England could just go for a fat farm economy as well. Just like, all right, I guess I lose the river. Let's just go English turtle and go farm, which can work for sure. So the Delhi fishing boats, I don't know if they've even lost any yet. And they've killed several longbowmen, which is like 200, wood worth of resources lost, right? And of course, they're constantly healing. Is he garrisoning right here? It doesn't look like it. But this is super micro-intensive. And it looks like one boat might finally go down here. So one boat does fall. The Strelbora finally getting a little bit of value, which is 75 wood. And now the other one's going to be garrisoning here. This is slowing down BC's food economy. Has he switched to berries behind this? It doesn't look like it. Now, Dome of Faith is the landmark. Very standard. The Dome of Faith is going to be producing scholars here. And Sanctity is almost done. So what's going to happen now is Delhi's going to get horsemen for map control and to kill the longbowmen, probably using efficient production. And they're going to get these sacred sites. And they're just going to be getting 200 gold a minute per sacred site. I really like the inclusion of a dhow here, the Delhi fishing ship. This is really good because it's going to cut off the longbow reinforcements, allowing this force to actually be hunted down and chased by the old horsemen that are going to be coming for the Delhi Sultanate. So the fishing boats do fight back, that is true. This Dow here getting poked a little bit, but nonetheless, it is not going to care. It has 4 armor, right? So the longwomen are only doing 2 damage against it. But another fishing boat going to go down here for Beasty. Looks like this one's going to pay the price. That's a nice pick. All those little attacks here feel pretty damn good. Now, looking at the resources per minute, it's not that different yet. Another longbow volley, and another boat falls. No, nice micro there by Beasty, saving his fishing boats, man. This is very, very scrappy play, but, you know, honestly, England's in this game. This is good. Oh, he's losing some longwomen here, which was a little bit tough. And once again, the Dow causing some problems. I would like to see a proxy dock, like a dock up here, because Beasty is so occupied with these longwomen. I think that a dock could really, really catch him off guard. Now, how many horsemen do we have in the base? We do have a scholar garrisoned inside of these stables, which is giving efficient production. So basically, he can produce horsemen at 100% faster rate. So he's got 2 horsemen. He's going to need like 7 or 8 horsemen probably to really bunker bust this position here. And now more and more fishing boats going down. Delhi is losing quite a bit in the river. So this is why England is picked against them here. So we got the longbows moving across. The old Dow going to probably be able to pick off one more Strelbora here. And, oh, is he going to make it? Oh, no, he's not. He's down. But 2 longwomen did make it across the river. Now, any weird proxies, any farm transitions? Not really. We have a ton of lumber being saved here by Eric, it looks like. And, yeah, now there's only 4 fishing boats. So Delhi's food is going to start hurting pretty bad here in a minute. Looks like the fishing boats are going to be forced to garrison. The Dow, of course, doing great damage. And longwomen are dying, though, in fairly high numbers, as this Dow is kind of attacked here in the river. Longwomen a little bit too close, so slight miss micro there. But Delhi's fishing is like, he's got 2 fishing boats left. That's really, really strong. Delhi has switched to a berry economy now, but the horseman transition, very, very strong. And Beasty was able to bank quite a bit of food from that. So now the Strelbora are going to be moving up, probably trying to pick on the Dows here. We do have, what, 2 scouts garrisoned here, 2 fishing boats garrisoned here. And the Delhi fishing boats, or the Delhi combat ships, are going to be scouting the northern river, which is good. I think a proxy galley would be super strong here. Yeah, and the fishing boats are back out. Looks like the dock is going to be attacked once again. But, like, this is getting to a critical mass of horsemen that actually probably will be able to kill here. I think that these horsemen will put some serious hurt on the archers. I mean, we got 13 archers against, what, 10 horsemen? That's going to massively favor the horsemen. Now, if we were talking, like, the early beta days, there was a time when horsemen would get wrecked by that many archers because the palings for the English longwomen used to actually be instant. There was no time to place them. So they would just like spike them down and horsemen would just like die in droves around them. It was really, really crazy. All right. Longwomen are going to be unifying with their homies, which I think is good because the horsemen are coming for blood. And immediately the English scout does see the horsemen as it advances out of the base here, which is very important because that's got to be a big red flag that there's going to be a ton of horsemen coming up. England has gotten their gold, so it looks like they're going to be going to the castle age, or trying to. One of the Dows probably going to be going down, the economy crashing here, but the horseman sandwich is going to be brutal. I think that these longbows just got to run across the river now. They just got to flee the scene. Yeah, 1 horseman will fall, but this is going to be Gotham's reckoning. This is going to be the Bane backbreak. This is when Batman gets his back broken by Bane. Oh, brutal damage, and with that, he withdraws from the game. The Delhi Sultanate has claimed victory, and, you know, I thought that he could have fell back across the river. He took out most of the fishing boats and switched to a defensive farm economy, and maybe he would have had a chance. Granted, Delhi probably would have had the advantage with the sacred sites. His sanctity was done, so he would have lost map control. So in the end, Beasty probably would have just won regardless, but that is going to be it. GG, well played. And with that, Beasty is going to be the winner of today's tournament. So let's take a look at the score. Honestly, not bad. English had a little bit of a spike there. It was back and forth. It was a good game. It was a good scrappy game. That tower built on the north side of the river was good, and the horseman transition from Beasty was really smooth as well. Really, really smooth. Yeah, those archers were going to get massacred for sure, and it would have been a problem as well, because then map control is gone, and Delhi, if you lose map control to Delhi and they get sanctity on 2 sacred sites, you're getting 400 gold a minute for free. It's the equivalent of having, 4 relics, basically. And then on top of that, they capture all the relics on the map when they hit castle. Yeah. That is best of 5, so that is going to be a 3-1 victory for the Beast from, I don't know, where is he from? I want to say, Beast from the East, if he's from like East Coast or something. But that is going to be a 3-1 victory. So thank you guys, and congratulations to Beasty. So now, ladies and gentlemen, he will be winning the cash prize. Let's make it official. Second place also gets a cash prize. I did switch it up. It used to be a winner takes all, but I did switch it. So hopefully Eric will enjoy his little prize. It's not much, but we got a weekly tournament here. We're every single week, so the prize can't be quite as high as the bigger tournaments because it would be a big economic blow, but to my economy. But we do have that weekly prize. So going to the top 4. It's going to be a victory for Beasty. He's been consistently number 1 or number 2 on ladder and has shown today that he certainly knows his matchups and he's got the business going. All right, darling, you got it. So we are done. Thank you all for joining. If you guys enjoyed this tournament, please do drop a like on the way out. That is going to be a 3-1 victory here for Beasty. And we'll see you guys back soon. I'll be streaming sometime this weekend at some point. I'm not sure when. Not on Sunday, maybe tomorrow night or something. But on Monday, I'm going to be having the last stream I have before I leave for Poland. So should be quite a bit of fun. Thank you guys. Congratulations to Beasty. Beasty is from Serbia. All right, very cool. Right on. The beast from Serbia. There you have it. All right, we'll take it. And thank you guys once again for joining. That was a great stream. I had a lot of fun. A lot of good games today. Some interesting ones as well. I mean, the beginning started off as like a Mongol sausage contest, but then eventually it switched into some interesting matchups. We saw a Basset pick twice today, which is very curious. Very curious. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Congratulations to our champion for today. Beasty has won. And that is it.